What's good, everybody? It's your boy JB9 Deuce representing JB Speak Easy, the black platform, once again, where black men speak freely. I'm your host, JB9 Deuce. Good evening, or afternoon, rather, everybody. It's a pleasure to be in you guys' presence once again to do another show. I know earlier I told everybody I was going to do a show regarding from a biblical point of view, I was going to address the Antichrist blasphemers, which that show was to deal with the Lil Nas X situation. But I will be putting a dilemma on that because there's a few more things I want to get for that show before I put that out to the public, before I, get my take on it. I always like to have my facts 100% correct and give you guys accurate information 100% of the time to my 100% ability. Anyway, today I will be covering, for those that follow my channel, I did a show on the brick lady. It was something going around social media about 3-4 months ago where this lady said she was in public and she was assaulted by a man who was pursuing her with her number, was pursuing for her number, and she did not give him a number and he hit her with a brick. Then it turned out a few days later, maybe even a week, maybe if I'm not off, that she was actually lying. And with her lie, it got a lot of black men. Because the thing is, she lied upon black men. She said that black men don't protect black women after she got hit in the head with a brick. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, somebody should have said something. But then again, you can't expect people to just jump in. But at the end of the day, it turned out she was lying. Well, I gave this whole little speech to tell you this. This lady is back in the public now. And she's not in public for a good reason. She is actually... she's actually going to court now, or she's now caught a case for fraud. I believe she's been defrauding GoFundMe. Now, I didn't go and do all the research on this one because it was a lot of stuff that I said previously that has now come to the light. So it'll be almost reiterating the same point. But I'm going to play, because this is a reaction channel, for the most part, reaction and debate channel. I'm going to play the interview, and we're going to discuss that. So let's get into this clip. Sorry, guys, I had a text, but let's get into this clip really fast. This is the brick lady. I forget her actual name, but pretty sure she'll say it, or the other reviewer that I'm reviewing will say her name. So here we go.
But I'm really talking to like cis women because
oh yeah,
it's giving y'all real jealous. Like y'all real jealous because they can, will, and have pulled your ninja. All the trans girls ever did was teach y'all how to wear makeup, because yes, the makeup you wear today is trans makeup. They teach y'all how to do y'all hair. They got y'all hair together. And I hope every black woman is kissing another black woman, because we are the innate protectors and the providers. Because men are not providers and protectors, not innately, because they only protect what they possess. But we protect everybody.
Later.
Yo, this man just hit me in my face with a brick and all the
really quick, guys. I was gonna let her talk for a minute until she said something. When I did this episode, I had 2 different videos I was gonna do of reviewing her for talking. This was the second one I didn't review, and I had one other one that I reviewed, but I'm gonna get back to that in a minute. But let's concentrate on this thing she just said. She said that men only protect what they basically deem as important to them. And that is a very interesting statement, when I don't see the problem in it, when a man's only supposed to protect that he does value. I don't protect things that I do not value, because it's not my prerogative, nor is it my responsibility. My responsibility to those that are under me, belong to me, or involved in my life. I think that is a fair request. So why would she ever try to demean men for this? Wasn't even the topic that I was trying to get on, but this shows how fickle-minded this woman is. She bounces from subject to subject, and she has different opinions on different nonsense that she says. But I wasn't trying to target her. It was more of the quick kids. But I had to just say that so we can give clarification. She's absolutely right. Men, we only protect what we deem is important to us. I don't think that that's problematic for anybody. And if she had nobody in her life that, valued her that way, I would apologize that she went through that. But at the end of the day, a man is only supposed to take care of who he values. I don't think that is a unfair assessment, and nor do I think that is an unfair take to have in it. Me being a part of the man species, I protect my girl. If we're in trouble out somewhere and somebody does something to her, I have no mind jumping on behalf of her. My mom, especially if my dad's not there, I'm going to jump in and handle that. So I don't think that that's wrong. Like I was saying in one of my previous shows, it is a man's job to protect and provide for his family, his girl, things that are extensions of him. So she's absolutely right. I don't think I'm nothing wrong with that. But let's continue this on. I just didn't want to nitpick. I just wanted to tell you that. All right.
These black men just watch and they don't give a. Yeah, this man hit me, grabbed a rock and it hit me in my face because I would have given him my number. And all y'all just watch. Y'all see that shit? Have I ever done to anybody in my life to deserve this? I never did anything in my life to hurt anybody. Literally, a man asked me for my number. I said no, and he picked up a brick in front of so many men and was like, "What are you gonna do?" And I told all these men, like, "Yo, why this man got a brick on my face?" And he's holding a brick, and all these is watching, and nobody does nothing.
All right, guys. So we have to do an update on a story that I covered probably 3 or 4 months ago. Okay. And this is the story about the black feminist lady that claimed that she got hit in the face with a brick and raised $40,000+ in GoFundMe donations because of simps and suckers giving her money because they believed that she actually got hit in the face with a brick by a man outside of the club.
You have to mute it. Real quick, guys, I would like to say this much right here. For future reference, fair use, because I am doing this off another person's channel, and you can get in trouble for copyright, that kind of stuff. So let me say this: fair use. So because you go to court over this crap or something, they say, okay, well, J-Real did, or JB9 Deuce did say fair use. So this is fair use. But right now I'm addressing see, right now I'm letting the video play so that you guys can see many of her more fickle-minded ideas. And now there's a man just like myself reviewing this and saying this isn't right because she went after black men, as I played in the earlier clip where she said black men don't protect. And then now we're about to find out that you lied. So I think we should all, just like you promoted that black men are bad for not protecting, I think we should promote you for being a liar so, men can stay away from you. You know what I'm saying? I'll never want to holler at a woman that can have me in court and scam out of $40,000. Doesn't feel unfair to me, but here we go. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
Now, as this story went viral, there was a lot of speculation in regards to whether or not the story was real. Okay, people came out and said, hey, if she actually got hit in the face with a brick, the injury would not look the way that it looks. Okay, I mean, she probably would have been bloody. There would have been more damage if she actually got hit in the face with a brick from a man. And a lot of people think that she actually injected some type of substance in her face to make her face swollen like that, and that it was all fake. Okay. And I want to play a clip here of some TikTok investigators essentially exposing this woman for pulling these types of stunts in the past in order to raise GoFundMe donations. Take a look.
Y'all know that woman who got hit in the face with a brick because she wouldn't give a man her number? Me and my team just uncovered years of her getting mysteriously injured and then asking for money after. In 2020, she claimed she got beat up, garnered almost $5,000. This is taken from her Facebook page, May 2022. Claims that she's injured and...
Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at this really quickly. This woman that went on slandering the character of black men has now been called out for many, many felonious and very, I would say, false accusations, which goes to my my bad, I forgot to change the title, guys, forgive me, I forgot to change the title of the video. The video is not called The Antichrist Last Days of Blasphemers. I meant to say it's False Accusers. I'm sorry, guys, for the mistitling of the show, but the show is supposed to be False Accusers. And in this show, I'm supposed to be addressing how people lie to either get money or lie in the system on black men. And it seems like right here, This woman is known for not just scamming Black people, but scamming people in general. And she usually does it on the premise of being abused or something violently happening to her. And I don't know about you, but if I'm a person and I want people to take me serious, I probably would want to be honest with the person I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Honest with the people that I'm expecting to give sympathy from. Because if you give sympathy to somebody that is undeserving of it, you're going to feel betrayed, almost like you were scammed. In this terms, like this woman is actually known for doing something. Visibility incident. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I was fixing this title. Okay. Anyway, guys, my bad. I know the Showtime dead air is the enemy of Showtime, but I had to go ahead and fix this. All right. Now let me see. Changes, save changes. Okay, guys, there we go. Sorry, I had to fix the title, but you guys have to understand. It's there was a story when I was younger. It was called The Boy Who Cried Wolf, right? And then The Boy Who Cried Wolf, it was a situation where there would be a young man who would be in the forest, or he'll run back to town saying, "Help, help, help. There's a bear coming, there's a this and this, there's a wolf coming, wolf, wolf, wolf." Not bear, but wolf, it's a wolf coming. And he did it 2 times previously, and the village will come to his aid and be like, "How can we help?" And then we'll find out he's just saying, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. But the 3rd time, the young boy called wolf, there actually was a wolf and it ate him. And he called to the people, and the people did not respond. Why? Because, he's just playing like he was before. Same thing with the brick lady. You were claiming all this stuff before that this black man had hit you with a brick, but it turns out you were lying. Then we went back in your past, and you've lied on other people. And you get money for doing this. Why is it that you can get money for lying on individuals who've done nothing to you? And now this other lady, I think I forget her name, but I think the Real Home Sapien or something like that, Femme Sapien or something like that. She's covering them. Let her go back into it. But I thought that was interesting to stop and pause and to be able to elaborate on that for a second. All right.
And very subtly, not so subtly, says she needs money for her son's birthday. Literally 1 month later, she's seen asking for money again to fund a research project she's doing. Jump to February 2023. Here she is claiming she experienced violence at the hands of a white woman. 1 month later, claiming more hardships and trauma. Fast forward to now, she has garnered $50,000.
I am so pissed right now. That lady with a brick lied. Sat up there and lied on men. Thanks to these unqualified and freelanced investigators and researchers on TikTok and YouTube, we now know the truth. If you go to this man's YouTube right now, he lays out all the facts. And check out these reputable websites. BX is reporting on it. This highly respected news website, lipstickalley.com, and this random Reddit poster have taken the time in between job searches to research this extensively and have discovered that this is a hoax.
Yeah, so you see now, you heard that. So it looks like the TikTok investigators were right, because fast forward just a few months later, a Houston prosecutor is charging this lady for making up false claims of assault. And I want to react to it, but before we get into it, we have to have a word from the sponsor of this video, BioTrust. Those who set their New Year's resolutions around it bounces back because of the magical supplement. It's collagen. Your skin needs to free live health. Calm.
The prosecutor on this case. Only KPRC2's Bryce Newberry is talking with the prosecutor on this case tonight. He joins us live near the Galleria with the latest. Bryce.
Daniela, Houston police got called to this street in September, and when they arrived, the woman seen in that viral video told them that an Uber driver threw a brick at her head and then tried to kidnap her. But tonight, she has become the focus of this.
Now, let's take a look at that. If I'm not a criminal, because I believe in God, Jesus Christ and Holy Spirit. So I usher people to do the right thing, have integrity. The Bible pushes integrity, doing the right thing when no one's watching, because God's watching and no one else is. I say all that to say this. I'm not a criminal, but if I were a criminal, if I were going to scam people, I probably wouldn't do the same one where people were actually already watching me, like some of the, TikTok, Instagram interview in investigators, like the lady said. Knowing that these investigators are on my case, why would I then use the same tactic again to try to receive money from people, basically soliciting, and use the same type of thing again against the people? Or against people, against men again, once again. Oh, this man tried to hit me with a brick and tried to kidnap me. You used the same lie and then threw some extras on it, because kidnapping charges are very serious. These are serious crimes this woman is claiming happened to her. And we're finding out she's lying. But anyway, I don't want to keep stopping this. Let's go ahead and read the video somewhere.
This criminal investigation, because Houston police say the surveillance footage captured by cameras on this street doesn't match her story.
Yeah, so apparently she told multiple different stories, right? Because the initial story was that a man asked her for a phone number and she said no, and then she got hit in the face with a brick. And apparently she told the police an Uber driver threw a big brick at her. So again, apparently she was telling multiple stories about what happened to her face. Maybe she couldn't decide which story she wanted to use, which story was going to be the most believable story. So yeah, I mean, she basically is getting herself in a whole lot of hot water over this.
Yo, this man just hit me in my face with a brick, and all these black men just watched.
This video, with more than 1 million likes on the Shade Room's Instagram page, captured the moments after what appeared to be a brutal attack in West Houston.
Y'all gonna let a man hit me in my face?
The woman is 30.
And here's my biggest problem with this case, is we have a woman here who, yes, okay, she's scamming, yes, she's lying, but I think a greater problem is the dynamic between black men and black women. And some people would venture to say in the social media world, I've heard in certain circles, that black women have a disdain towards black men. And I defended black women. I said not all black men and not all black women, but it seems like for a woman to come out and be so willing to lie, and her lie is predicated on the degradation of the image of the black man, it'll make you say, well, is there some truth to that? Because it's not like anybody else but black men were really doing their investigation to see that this woman is lying. Now, black women, this isn't an indictment on you guys, but this is something to make you guys think. I hear a lot of black women say that they love black men. Well, when you say you love black men, when women like this come to the forefront and try to slander your men, then it is your obligation as the lover of black men to attack those black women who come for black men. Because what it says is that all a black woman has to do is lie upon a black man, and everybody believes it. And then it speaks an even greater message that why, when you as a black woman lie, why don't you lie on a white man? You gave specifics on a race. Why didn't you lie on the white man and say a white man did it? No, every scenario she does is some black man who does something to her, and she's lying in each scenario. Why is it that you use black men as that? Because it goes back to one of my earlier points of videos I did months ago, where I said America has an attack on masculinity, especially on black masculinity, to where we fall as black men. We're to blame for everything. We're the face of everything negative, even if we're not guilty of it. And I would hate to think that our women have a hand in this white supremacist agenda. So black women, I'm not indicting you. I'm just saying. And to the women that care about me watching, I'm not saying you. But I do hold you to a standard of when you hear women talk like this about black men, lying on black men. If you really love a black man, let's say any ladies I know watching, I'm not gonna put you on blast. If you love black men, the first thing you'll do is address black women like this and say, nah, sister, this ain't cool. You ain't gonna lie on a black man, because I got a black man here that I know will do anything to protect me. Or I got a brother that'll do anything to protect me, an uncle that'll do anything to protect me, a grandfather to do anything to protect me. We need a friend, a male friend, anything. We need you black women to ride against other black women who like this, who like to besmudge the reputation of good black men. Talking about black men don't protect. And it goes back to what she said earlier. She's absolutely right. And this is why. Imagine if a man who had a family at home decided to do, let's just say the story was true, Or if this man decided to, you know what, I'm gonna go find this man who did this to this, and she lied again and told him this man over here did it, and that man hit that woman, and that man hit that other man over hitting that woman, and he pulls out a gun and shoots that other man for jumping in business that had nothing to do with him. Now that man has female family members that love and miss him too, that he should have put his life on the line for, but didn't, because he thought it's my job to protect. And that's why I said a man shouldn't protect just every woman, just the women in his circle, his mother, his sister, his girlfriend, his wife, especially, and a female friend too. And even that's negotiable. But at the end of the day, she's absolutely right. A man is going to protect what he sees valuable to him. If you're not valuable to him, then yes, you will probably be on the shorter end of the stick. But that should also cause you as a woman to move more carefully in the world, knowing that you have no male's protection. But it's one thing that you need to understand. It's not every man's responsibility to protect every woman. That is not our responsibility. It's our responsibility to protect the women that we are invested in, and that women are invested in us. It may not be the politically correct thing to say, but however, it is the correct thing naturally to say. I believe even God, Jesus Christ, and Holy Spirit will back me up on that. All right, here we go.
33-year-old Rhoda Osman.
What have I ever done to anybody in my life to deserve this?
Yeah, so also keep in mind that this whole incident sparked a debate online about the role of men when it comes to protecting women, right? More specifically, feminist types who, people like her claim that I don't need protection from a man. Actually, women are the protectors of women, right, in society. Okay, just for her to allegedly get hit in the face with a brick and then cry about how men.
I'm glad this young brother said what he said. Let's concentrate on what he said, so now that we can have a discourse on this. This black woman had sparked a discussion amongst black men and black women of the factors of protection within our social dynamic. Excuse me. Her and feminists are actually under this impression that if you are a male, it means that you must, if you see a woman in danger, you're supposed to go and protect her. And that's your job. I say that's not the man's job. A man's job is to protect the woman. Yeah, the women, yes. The women that, like I said, are his mother, his sister, his wife, not in this order, his daughter, his female best friend. These are who he's obligated to stand in the gap for. Now, if you're a benevolent man like myself who see a situation happening with male or female, if I can lend some assistance, I would. Like if I saw, like, a bunch of men trying to, jump on a dude that I know is smarter than him or something. I've been like this since I was young. I'm gonna jump in like, hold on, bro, that ain't cool. Put your name on the line for what's right. But that's at my discretion, because within my discretion, I also do what? Have self-preservation, saying, is this a safe situation or not for me to jump in? Because after all, none of this is my business. But to be benevolent, I must be part of benevolence is being in the position to be self-assured that I can take what other people can't. That's the whole point of a hero. For example, Superman doesn't need nobody to come save him. He saves others because he knows my advantage. I'm bulletproof. I can fly. I have laser vision. I got all these things that this person I see in danger does not have. And for me, knowing what right and wrong is, I'm going to jump in on behalf of the act of heroism because one, Superman knows I'm bulletproof. So if this man that's robbing, so let's just say there's a robber, right? Y'all watch cartoons. There's somebody robbing the bank or robbing somebody in the street. Superman's bulletproof. So if the robber shoots him, he knows I'm straight. That's an advantage I have that I can use for someone that doesn't have an advantage. The same thing with men. If I see a chance to help somebody without it putting my personal safety in danger, then that is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to help. Like, nah, this ain't right. Don't put your hands on that woman, but I'm not going to just jump in. I'm going to have to assess the situation. And if I'm not there, and I usher any other man, if you're not there to see how this transpires, then don't involve yourself thinking you're being a hero. Because I use the Superman analogy just to prove to people that if you have the advantage, or you have something that you can use to your advantage to help somebody, then do so. But don't call yourself being a hero because you feel socially it's your responsibility. Because socially, you're only responsible as a black man or a man in general to the women that's important to you. Once again, I'll give the list. It's your mother, your wife, your daughter, your female best friend, your sister, your girlfriend. These are women that you owed a protection factor. Even the Bible says about it. It says wives to do what? I mean, the husbands to protect your wives, and like Christ protected the church and died for her to sanctify her. Meaning that, yes, it's my job as a man to die for my wife, my daughter, the women in my life. Yes. However, it's not my responsibility to go on protecting women that do not belong to me and have no sense of respect for me. Because after all, if black women had respect for black men, you would see a lot of black females going after this woman for slandering the name of black men. That's all I'm saying, is always stand for what's right at all times, not just for what's convenient. You know what I'm saying? So my point being is, these women, not these women, but this woman has slandered black men and our image that's already under attack in America since we got here, and she feels like this is okay to do, and she continued to do it until she got caught up. But sisters, my advice to y'all, brothers, I gave y'all my advice. Do not jump in situations that do not involve you. And sisters, if you see women like yourselves slandering the name of black men, destroying the black man's name, or like, even if you have, like, let's say if you have a friend, right, that, you know, and you know, let's say she has a kid and she has a baby father, and you know, she's lying to the world saying the baby father don't want to be there and this and that, and you know that she's not, you know, she's keeping that kid from the man. It's up to you as sister to be like, nah, girl, homegirl, pull it to the side, like, you know that ain't right. I know you mad at him. He left you, blah, blah, blah. He left you, not his kids. So this is what we need from black women, to criticize women like this woman on the line who will slander black men in a country where white supremacy slanders us almost for breakfast. This is what they do. They wake up in the morning slandering black men's name in different ways. And they've been doing it since our since our entry into this country, since our service to this country, since we were brought into this country against our will. So with that being said, I'm going to get back into the video, let this play a little bit more. I'm not going to be here all day, but that is my advice for both black men and black women. Make good decisions. Black men, don't just jump into situations without acknowledging, is this a situation that I should go into and can be sure that I come out of? And a woman, you need to check the black women who are making your black men. And this a thing. This makes black women look bad, because it goes back to the boy who cried wolf. Next time you cry wolf, now people are going to say, that's just a black woman tripping, like how the boy in the cry wolf story, which is why I told that story. So we should start learning how to be more moral, integrity. And that's why I love the Bible, because it keeps you in a sense of morality that involves integrity. Do the right thing when no one is watching. But if for nothing else, you know God is watching. You know what I'm saying? I kind of misstated that scripture, but that is the context. And it shows you if you're a good person or not. What you do behind the scenes, not what you do in the public, is what you do privately that describes you, because you think no one's watching. Integrity will have to say, I'm this way all the time, no matter what's going on. So anyway, I'm going to get back into the story. I didn't mean to talk too long, but I just want to get my luck. Y'all know how I am. All right, here we go.
Stood around and watched. So again, there's a whole lot of angles to this story that, you know, can be discussed here. But she sparked, again, a large debate. Like a lot of people really spent time arguing, and you know, there was a lot of drama surrounding this incident. Okay, I want people to understand how big this was at the time. It was a huge story, a lot bigger than it should have been, just for it to turn out to be fake.
Seen here in tears in a hospital gown.
She told the detective that responded that she was hit in the head with a brick after she refused to give her phone number to a guy on the street.
And was that verified by any of the evidence that detectives looked at?
No, that was not verified.
Harris County prosecutor Keith Houston says surveillance videos from that early September morning show Osmond hitting a man first.
So she's the one she was the aggressor.
She was the aggressor, yes.
And it was a water bottle that hit her, not a brick?
He did have a water bottle in his hand, and we think that's what left the mark.
According to court documents.
I don't know if a water bottle left that mark, bro. I'm not entirely sure.
Okay, let's look at this real quick, guys. So now I forgot about this part of the story. The story where she lied was she got hit, but she got hit with a water bottle. She hit this man first. See, now here's my thing. I understand men aren't supposed to put their hands on women. I understand that. But I think we need to add a caveat on this, because I know a lot of violent ass women. I got homegirls that call them, they'll openly and actively tell you that they're what? Aggressive. Or that they fight men. And I keep telling you, these women, from my homegirls to my female cousins, to even females I don't know, if I were in the store or something, you know, people strike conversation. I always explain, like, excuse me, I didn't mean to impede in the conversation, but putting your hands on a man is not a very safe thing to do. And the only reason why women feel like they can do it is because they have this law that a man should never hit a woman. But we should also make it even more apparent that a woman should never hit a man, because at the end of the day, whether justified or unjustified, that man is stronger than you. If he wants to put you 6 feet, he can absolutely do so. He doesn't need a gun. A man doesn't need a brick. That's why I think it sounded suspicious to us as real men. Like, I wouldn't hit a woman, but if I did hit a woman, I wouldn't need a brick to do it. I'll backhand her so fast, slap the taste out of her mouth. I'm not saying you should do that. YouTube, I'm not saying they should do that. Instagram, I'm not saying they should do that. Facebook, I'm not saying they should do that. I have to say this, guys, because, you know, I've had channels knocked down for just saying Jesus. So imagine if I tell people, yeah, you respect that bit. No, but I'm kidding. My thing is, ladies, stop putting your hands on men. You get what I'm saying? Don't throw a man, don't hit a man first. Don't do any of that stuff thinking that because, you know, he's a man, he's not supposed to hit you, but you're not supposed to hit him either. Where is this idea that it's okay because you're a woman to hit a man? No, I'm against that. How about there's a solution in case nobody, I think everybody has thought of this before. How about everybody keep their hands to themselves? That way, you know, and if people can't keep their hands to themselves, then take what comes with whatever comes with it. Stop trying to act like the men or women are victims. If you're a man, you hit first and that woman kicks you in your balls and you fall to the ground, that's on you. God forgive me, I didn't even say balls. And if that woman hits a man and she gets knocked to the floor, that's on her. We got to stop having this convenient morality. We have to have morality all around the board. It's the same thing I say, like with in church. I remember they always like to talk about the Adam and Eve story. Adam did this. Adam is a sinner, but Adam was the reason why I sinned. But then I say, look at what God actually did. God didn't say, well, Adam, I'm only going to punish you. He said, all three of you are finished. Adam, you're finished for not standing in your dominance like I told you, because I told you first not to eat the tree. Eve, you're going to have painful childbirth. So every child you bear is to make it back up to me and your disobedience and dragging your man into this. Because again, Adam wouldn't have no curiosity for that tree before she did it. Then Satan got his punishment. Like for you attempting man and woman with something, you have to go because they was fine before you got here. And I gave all of you instructions. My point is, God said, as the righteous Lord, he said, all three of you are finished. Satan, you're going to you're going to be defeated by man who believes in me. Woman, you're going to have painful childbirth, and man will curse will be all your days. What is your point in saying all that, Josh? It's to say that even God himself says we need convenient morality. Punishment must be ushered evenly. That's what my God taught me, because it's like God said, I don't like none of the stuff that y'all did, not just what Adam did. Eve and Satan, y'all are a big part of this too. My point being is convenient morality is not the way we substantiate and reinforce society to be stable. Because there will be always people to test the waters and test how far they can get away with things and how far their deviancy they can push it. Degeneracy right now is on 10. You know, we're living in the last days. Degeneracy is on 10. But anyway, let's get back into the story. I don't mean to talk too much longer. All right, here we go.
If a water bottle left that mark, I'm not sure if I believe that. Okay, but you know, hey, she hit the man first. He defended himself. So, hey, equal rights, equal laps, okay? I mean, that's just kind of how it goes, okay? That's the story here.
Documents, she asked someone else to launch this GoFundMe for her recovery, raising more than $42,000. But as the story went viral, a blogger on TikTok called police, alerting them to this 2020 GoFundMe, which claimed a vicious assault by a security guard in Minneapolis.
Detective Thornton verified with Minneapolis police that there was no assault done at that time. It was completely fictional.
Prosecutors allege theft by deception and believe she would have received all that money had the campaign not been shut down.
The violence that I have suffered since September 30th is just unbelievable. I can't even believe I'm here. They try to leave me for dead.
In an Instagram story posted Wednesday, Osman addressed those who have doubted her.
I actually have things going on in my life. I actually have real ways to make money. I don't have to get a GoFundMe for money. I actually can earn income because I'm actually educated and I actually am talented.
And tonight, a spokesperson for GoFundMe telling KPRC2 GoFundMe has zero tolerance for the misuse of our platform. The fundraiser has been removed from the platform. All donors have been refunded, and Rhoda Osman has been banned from using the platform for any future fundraisers. Osman did not respond when I reached out to her on Instagram this evening. Tonight, she is wanted here in Harris County on that theft charge. Anyone with information on her whereabouts can report that to Houston Police. We're live near the Galleria. I'm Bryce Newberry, KPRC 2 News.
Yeah, so this is felony theft by deception, right? So I've never heard of a charge like that, okay? But that is what she's being charged with, and rightfully so. I'm glad that the police are doing their job, going after the real criminals, right? Because she is a real criminal, okay? These type of women are a problem, right? When they make up these fake crimes against men, and then they end up having men lives ruined or their reputations ruined over false claims of assault, right? Now, again, in her case, apparently, she hit the man first, and then he hit her in the face with a water bottle, right? Allegedly. Again, I'm not sure because, at this point, who knows what happens? But again, the security footage does not back up this claim that she got hit in the face with a brick, okay? I'm also, again, not sure that a water bottle would have left that type of mark on her face. I think that personally, this was something that she may have attempted to plan out, right? But I don't know, right? It doesn't matter at this point because we know it's fake. We know her story was not true at all. And that this was an attempt to try to raise money from simps and suckers, right? So all these people that were on the internet defending her, oh, black women need to be protected, right? Protect black women. What's that guy there? Conscious Lee, right?
Y'all still talking about this woman? So posting a police report of the actual incident, that's not enough. You see what I'm saying? Posting the incident from the hospital, that's not enough. You can pause to read it. Then y'all really acting like investigative journalists that graduated from Fox News University.
Again, guys, this goes back to what I said. I should not see my problem with what's his name, Consciously. See, my problem with Consciously is he feels that, oh, y'all read the hospital report. Well, y'all want to be investigative journalists? No, it's not about being investigative journalists. It's about right and wrong. As a matter of fact, since you want to bring up investigative journalism, did you know that in the early parts of this country, what journalism was for? They used to have a quote in journalism that says, they can say what they want in the media. They can say what they want. No, excuse me. They can say what they want, but it's journalism's job to search for the truth. It's journalist's job. It's a journalist's job to do what? Report the truth. And that used to be a thing. So for Consciously to try to clown the idea people were doing their investigation of the case, that they're wrong. I do the same thing because I want to know what I'm talking about when I get on these shows. But anyway, right now I have my girl Renette on there. Renette, what's good with you? Welcome to JB Speakeasy.
Hey.
Good to have you.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing? All right, baby. Let me ask you. Were you watching any part of the show before I let you on?
I'm sorry, babe. I was cleaning, so
No,
I just got on because you asked me to. So
all right, thank you, baby. I appreciate that. But I'm gonna give you a little quick synopsis. This is the thing. A few months ago, I don't know if you was hip to the story about there was a lady, a brick lady, and she got that title because she was somewhere in public, and she claimed that a man had hit her in the face with a brick, and no man around did anything. And she said that black men didn't protect black women. Long story short, it turns out she was lying, and that the story said that she hit the man first because she thought that he wasn't worthy to talk to her, and she felt offended that he even approached her, and she slapped him or hit him, and he hit her with a bottle, and that's why nobody around jumped in because they felt like, well, you assaulted this man first. Right now, she has a case in the news where she has been charged for fraud because every time she gets assaulted, because here's another thing, she has done this scamming where she'll go around saying black men hit her, and people will give her money, and she earned $40,000 or got $40,000 lying like this. So I guess my question is today, because I was talking about black men's protection. In your opinion, should black men protect black women, random black men protect random black men, even if they're lying?
Well, the thing is, I am familiar with that one. I do believe that a man, any man, should protect a woman if they see that she is being attacked, um, in the action. But in her case, the reason why I know those black men weren't protecting her is because they said of what they saw. It was a complete lie. And not only that, but her character and how she acted before then, she would walk up and slap people for no
Right.
reason. So I think in that instance, no, she shouldn't have been protected because she already had like a history of like disrespecting not only black men
Exactly.
but white men. I saw that she was slapping men for no reason. So
Yeah, absolutely.
In her case, no. But in general speaking, yeah, if I'm being attacked by someone, I would expect someone, a man, any man, to come and help. And I'll give you an instance. I'll give you an example, not example, but a story. I remember
Okay.
when I was working in downtown LA, I was working in the law firms, and I had stepped out to have a cigarette on my
Mhm.
lunch break, and I was standing there with my cell phone. I have an iPhone. I don't remember what number it was, but there was this black man that came up to me, and he was a homeless man, and he robbed me. He stole my phone. He took my phone out of my hand. He shoved me. I was very afraid. I didn't know what to do, and he ran up the street. There was a white man that was a lawyer, took off his jacket and ran up the street behind that man. Did not know the white man. I knew he was an attorney and in the firm, and he ran up the street to help. He didn't even call the police. He ran up the street to help me. So I just look at it as he saw a woman in need and help that was helpless. And him being a man, he did the first instinct, which was to protect.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I'm glad he stepped in. And that man better be glad I wasn't dating you at the time, because that on my mama, there would have been a great brawl happening over there on the 7th Street or whatever. But no, in all seriousness, I absolutely agree with you. That there are situations in which a woman is in danger, and I do believe that it is a man's responsibility to jump in. Like before you got on, I was speaking about this. Well, let me take back the word responsibility, but I'm gonna say if you want to have an act of heroism, because I spoke on this earlier when I said that. First, I said that a man's responsibility is to, if he has to live or die or to fight for a woman, it should be the women in his family, his wife, his mother, his sister, his cousin. Wouldn't you agree with that? That's fair.
I'm sorry, say it again, baby.
Okay, no, I said that. I said when it comes to the protection of a woman, there's two different scenarios. There's the responsibility factor and the benevolent factor, meaning me just doing a good act for somebody. Um, Real quick before I make my whole point, don't you believe that a man's responsibility is to his family, the women in his family, his wife, mother, sister, those individuals?
Well, yes, of course. A man, first of all, a man is supposed to protect his family first, which is his
Absolutely.
mother, sister, and all of that. But then again, when he does join into another, like a relationship, like say, like as you and I expect you to protect me. We
Absolutely.
ain't married, but I expect
Absolutely.
you to protect me because you're a man.
Mhm.
You know, I
Yeah.
expect that, and I look forward to that. I mean, not look forward to that, but I look to that. Like, I
Okay.
don't tell you like, hey, what you gonna do? But I'm just like, something happened. I know that you're gonna have my back. I know that you're gonna take care of me.
Absolutely.
I just know that, you know.
Absolutely. And I would like to add on to that, because you said if you got in a situation, you expect me to do something because you're a man. I would say yes, but not just a man, but I'm your man. That goes back to that responsibility factor. You're my responsibility to go out for your safety, to be make sure that it's solidified. Now, here's my thing in public. Now, think about it this way. I'm glad that white man stepped in and did what he did. But let's say that white man with a lawyer. If he's a lawyer, let's say he makes good money, probably has a wife, probably has children. Let's just say that
Hmm.
homeless person, because homeless people, remember, they have nothing to lose. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say he had a knife or a gun and he shot and killed that man, or that man shot and killed that lawyer, or stabbed him, or did some kind of bodily harm to where this man died. I'm glad he protected you, but do you see from a factor from the male's perspective of how he has to weigh out which situation requires my attention and which not? Like, I agree with women expecting a man to have a sense of heroism, meaning doing the right thing, integrity, like I said earlier in my video.
In that sense, babe, I don't think it was like he weighed anything out. I think he saw that I was a helpless young woman, and I was like upset. I was distraught. I couldn't fight this
Absolutely.
man off, and he just went with it. I just think he just went with instinct, like this is not right. You know,
Absolutely.
I don't think
Integrity.
he
That's
thought about what he can lose or whatever. Because yeah, he was an attorney. I know he was an attorney because I know he worked in a different office than me. I knew he was an attorney,
mhm.
but I feel like in his sense, he saw a young woman. It didn't matter if I was black, white, whatever. he saw that I was in danger, and he went and he did what he was supposed to do, despite of the consequences. Because at
let
the
me
end of the
ask.
day,
Let's pause right there because I have a few questions on that. You said what he's supposed to do, regardless of the consequences. That is a very scary statement, Renette, and I'm gonna tell you why. You're
why?
a woman that I understand you're a woman and you felt like it's a man's job. I don't feel like it's any man's job to protect a woman. Now, if I see a situation, like I've helped out women before, but I've always assessed the situation of how dangerous it could be. Because remember, I have a mother. Just like that white man, he has a mother, a daughter, a wife, or whatever he has. There are women he's obligated to do that for. Now, when they get in trouble, let's just say he died that day. If they get in trouble, it was his actual responsibility to protect them. Or if they get a call to him like, this man did this or this and that, it's his job to go do that. Now, like I said, I'm glad that man stepped in. That's good. That's benevolence. A man should exhibit that benevolence a lot of times. But I also believe when you say a man's responsibility, it wasn't his responsibility to help you. He was being benevolent in helping you. And I'm glad he did. And I'm glad you're glad he did. But it wasn't his responsibility. It's not a man's responsibility to protect random women if it's going to put his own safety at what? Danger. You see what I'm
Okay,
saying? Now, if a
I
man
I
feels,
I, I totally agree, but I'm gonna say, for instance, me being a woman, if I see a child or anybody out here on the street, it's not my child. If I see a child out here hungry, if I see a child out here going
Mhm.
through some things, me being a mother and a woman, I'm gonna step in, regardless if it's my child, my responsibility or nothing, because I'm a woman. I'm gonna
Absolutely.
make sure that this child is good. You know, what's up
Mhm.
with you? Where's your mom? Do you need something to eat? You know, where are you
Mhm.
at? Come in the house. Let me take care of you. Let me call whoever I need to call. That is me being a woman. It has nothing to do with that's not my child. I'm going to go ahead and step in as a mother and child. I mean, mother and woman to protect this child. I think that's what happened in that situation. I think he might have assessed it. It went really fast, I'm going to say, because sometimes in those situations, you can't assess the thing because that happens so fast. I
Mhm.
just think he saw, like, man, that ain't right. This dude, because he shoved me to the ground. Like, he grabbed my phone and I was like shocked and he shoved me to the ground and I was helpless. So he saw as a man, like, that ain't cool.
Right. I agree with that. That's not
So
cool.
I don't think he thought this is not my responsibility. He was just like, man, that's messed up. You know,
Mhm. Yeah.
let me
And
go try to
absolutely.
get this. Let me get this dude.
No, absolutely. I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? I agree that a man, if you see something as a man that's wrong, you probably should intervene. When I say the whole idea of assessing a situation, because like I said, he may have thought that, but let's just say he thought that, and let's just say, for example, it went wrong though. You see what I'm
I
saying?
know that, but he
I'm saying
wasn't
that.
thinking that. He
So
was
it wasn't what
in
I'm
that
saying
instance.
is I'm glad that no, I know in that instance he went ahead
Hmm.
and helped you, and I'm glad that he did. When I'm saying that has saying it's his responsibility as a man, not it wasn't really his responsibility. He did a benevolent thing. Being benevolent means being a good, outstanding person, trying to
Okay.
stand up and do what's right. You know.
So
So
maybe I need to take back my synopsis of a man. Okay. And when I said that men, that's the responsibility is to take care. Okay, I get that. But I understand maybe in your sense too, you're
mhm.
saying like basically if it's not the family or the wife or the girlfriend, then they shouldn't. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying they shouldn't be so quick. Those are the women that they should be quick to jump for. Like I've seen women in listen, I've been in situations because I'm a security guard. So I have these type of situations I've dealt with before.
Hmm.
There'll be some times where a couple will come in and they will start arguing or fussing and fighting. And I've even seen a woman strike a man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, and it puts me in this position like, should I just stop him from hitting her back strictly because she's a woman? Well, that woman also knew she was a woman when she hit that man. You get what I'm saying? So she
I
endangered
know,
herself.
but you should. I feel like you should stop the situation if you see
Oh no,
him
no, I
beating
stopped it
her.
simply because it's secure. It's my job to make sure there's no problems.
Hmm.
But at the end of the day, I know situations where a woman will fight with her man and then will go home with that man. So let's just say I stopped
Right.
the fight, or I say that's a woman. You shouldn't have played the hero, right? It was just cool. But let's say something happens to me. in the process of doing this, she still gets to live her life. She also gets to go home with that man, and it'll be like nothing ever happened because I mean nothing to her, just like she means nothing to me. But of course, she's gonna be glad I stepped in because I was in her defense. But she don't really care about me. I feel like a man should put his life on the line for the women that care about him. I put my life on the line for you because I care about you. Now, if I see a woman just getting beat to the floor, yeah, I'm gonna jump in, like, you know what I'm saying? Because that's
Okay,
like,
so that's where I was about to ask you. So in the situation in me, like you just said, the people that you care for. So what if that man that robbed me and shoved me and just beat me down all the way, stomped me out, beat me down? You don't think nobody's supposed to step in? You don't think that man was
Yeah,
supposed to step
absolutely
in
no.
and stop him?
I believe that's no. I believe that's a time to step in. And remember, Renee, I was gonna say this to you when we have these type of discussions. We almost have to think in the idea of nuances, meaning that every situation is kind of different, and you must discern how you should handle that situation. So if I see, if I saw this man doing this before we started dating, doing that and beat you down for the phone, yeah, I would have intervened because I'm like, okay, that's some punk type stuff. You see what I'm saying? You know, and it's like there's some things there's levels to everything. So if I saw that, I would have jumped in. If I saw that, if it wasn't you, I would have jumped in. You feel me? Because I'm like, this is too far. This is wrong on a huge level. You feel me? Like, I'm not saying that a man should be scared to react. I'm saying that a man should be able to assess, is this something I should get myself into or not? But for a random woman.
So I think, babe, what I'm saying is this, baby. What I'm saying, in that time, in that moment, that man was standing there, so he must have had assessed the situation, and he thought that he could take it.
Maybe so, yeah. Like I said, maybe
so. He obviously did assess the situation.
Mm-hmm. And
he
that's all.
This ain't right. He saw that the man was faster than me. He saw the man was bigger than me. He saw the man slam me to the ground, like shove me to the ground. He saw him take my phone. He saw me crying, like, because I was robbed.
Right.
And he was a white dude. Took off his jacket, his coat, you know, like his suit coat, and ran up the street to go stop him. I don't know what he was going to do, but he went and at least took action, which I appreciate as a woman. Nobody else helped me. There were some other people that did come and be like, "Oh, do you want me to call the police?" And he even yelled and said that, "Call the police," while he was running after the dude.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
He said, "Somebody call the police." So I don't know what he was going to do. I don't know if he was going to try to fight him to get my phone back or whatever. The man took action. That's all I know, you know, and I appreciate that. And I feel like some more men should be like that. Because at the end of the day, I know a lot of men do that. Well, that ain't my girl, so I ain't going to help. And that's why you see all these black women dying and getting killed and stuff, because nobody's helping. Nobody sees stuff. Everybody's just watching people get beat up, and everybody's watching people get abused. Everybody's watching people get hurt, because that ain't my woman, and that's not my sister, and that's not my mom. That's not okay to me.
Okay, here's the thing, though,
Renee,
that you're missing. This is what not that you're missing, but this is a part that I'd like you to pay more attention to, is the idea of those men. Those men are thinking about it in the way that I'm thinking about it, especially depending on the situation. Now, when it says so many black women are getting killed or hit or abused, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, with Renee. You know, we have these honest conversations. Not all, but I do know there's a lot of women. I'm just gonna say that women in general, but there are a lot of black women, especially in this day and age, who have this idea that they can pick fights with men on the premise that is a man and he shouldn't hit me. Then when they get surprised, or they do this in public around other men who watched you strike this man and he strikes this woman, like, where were the men? But it's like, wait a minute. If you know you're a woman and you're the weaker vessel, why would you strike this man first? You see, the logic has to come to that.
That just goes to what I tell you about when, you know, and I talked about the stuff with my niece, and I tell her, don't fight men. You know, I tell her that. I said, if you hit a man, eventually they're going to hit you back, and you're not going to like that, or they're going to slam you up or do something really, you know, something that you're not going to be okay, not even okay, but you're not going to be able to handle, because I always teach her that men are stronger than women. It doesn't matter if they're shorter, taller, bigger, skinnier, whatever. Men are stronger than women, period. So that goes to what you were saying. Like, if a woman is doing all that, then yes, she's asking for it. She's asking for it because you're pushing a man against his limits of
Mhm.
the things that he has learned, that his parents has taught him, his mother has taught him. Don't hit a female. But then
Absolutely.
again, it's like if a female is doing that, then yes, of course, that's going to happen.
Mhm.
That's going to happen. But
Mhm.
in a sense, I still feel like somebody should stop it if the man is going out of control and beating this girl to death.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, I
we
agree with
shouldn't
that.
just
Yeah.
sit there and let her get her ass beat like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
You know?
that's different. Yeah, no, I agree. Okay, on that note, if that's what you're saying, Renette, I agree 100% because I think that I'm like, wow, you about to kill this woman. You know, let me do something quick. Yeah, I do believe in that
Hmm.
because at the end of the day, that is yeah, I would say that's a man's
Even
job.
if
That
you
goes
got to stop him, not saying you got to fight him. You can
mhm,
stop him, no.
pull
You
him
can
off.
grab
Yeah,
him. You can
I
pull him
agree
off
with
of
that.
her. You can
Yeah,
do
that
all of
makes sense.
that. You can
Mhm.
calm him down. You don't have to like. That's still stepping in.
Yeah, yeah, okay. That's I agree with that. I agree with that because that's the type of person I am anyway. I'd like to look at myself as a visual deterrent. Like you know, if I could prevent a situation or stop something bad from happening.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but back to the girl, baby. She
Mhm.
deserved that. I ain't gonna say she deserved that, but I
No,
watched
you
that.
can
I
be
watched that
honest.
about a year ago. She made this
Yeah.
whole fabricated story about the whole thing. But then when the people came out and said why they didn't help her, it's because she was literally going up slapping men, not
Hmm.
just black men, but helpless older white men.
Yeah,
That's
she
not
did. That's
okay.
right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that part.
That's not okay at all. So she
Hmm.
got what she deserved. I don't remember what happened. I don't know if she really did get smacked up and I
Well,
don't
she
remember,
she
but
lied. Well, she lied because what happened was this man approached her to holler at her, whatever, and she rejected him. And now, as a man, it always feels bad to your ego and pride and your self esteem when a woman rejects you. But now, imagine when a woman rejects you and then slaps you. Now it's like not only have you broken my pride, but you have now assaulted me. And this man hit her, but she went online and told everybody that he hit her with a brick. Now, this is where she's lying, Renette is if he hit her with a brick, she would have had a lot more damage to her face than what she had.
yeah,
And then
then
it
that
turned
she'll
out
be in the
she
hospital.
exactly. And she faked all of that. You know what I'm saying? And then this the problem. She put that on black men, which is why a lot of times we have discussions. I stand for black men. If you ever wonder why I stand for black men, because we always get hit with these narratives that are untrue, but the world believes. They believe we're just
I
going around,
agree. I
going
do
around.
agree. But I just think what you're seeing is from the video. I agree what you said, baby. But I think
Mhm.
what you're agreeing is from the video because it was a lot of black men out there. But I think in the video, she didn't say all you black men. She said, and nobody helped me.
No,
All
this
you
is a
niggas
different
didn't
video.
help me.
Because she did a follow up video. I played it earlier. I hope you watch this
Oh,
show back when
okay.
you go to work earlier.
I'll go
Um,
back and watch it. Yeah.
yeah, please do because this is very serious because you know how we talk about the dynamics of men and women like we watched Waiting to Excel and these things, Color Purple, these
Yeah,
things.
I got you to watch that for a reason. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And you wanted me to see the perspective of the black women or the women that were in
Mhm.
that film. I
Mhm.
understand that.
Mhm.
But let's look at the narratives, not necessarily with those movies, but in real life that men do. You know what I'm saying? Or they say men do. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if I were to tell you, like, let's just talk about family court, for example. What if I were to tell you there's a CDC stat that says black men are one of the most active fathers in America? But what is exactly what we say in the community? Black men abandon their kids. Now that's a narrative.
Right.
The stats
That's a
have proved that's
narrative.
untrue. You see,
That
I'm
is a
using that as an
narrative.
example. Hmm?
And I'm living that. You see that. My kid's father, we're not together, but he is very active in my kid's life.
Absolutely, and that's one of
And
those
you see
things where
that.
when we first got together, I respected it. I never told you, but I respected that because I've heard so many females, including my cousin who came on the show, tell the story of how his baby mama lies on him, and for you to be so open and honest with me about your situation, I respected that. I never told you that, baby, but even in front of everybody, I do respect
No, because I respect it,
that. Mhm.
I
And I
mean, no,
absolutely,
I respect it. I mean, I'm just grateful for that. I mean, it didn't work out between us, but I'm grateful that he is there for his children. And I
absolutely.
didn't have to ask him, he's 100% there with him. So that is a narrative, is what you're
Right,
saying.
and that's what my point was when I do some of these shows because my intro is the black platform where black men speak freely because a lot of the black men are either scared to say these things that I'm saying Or they'd be like, well, no one's going to listen. Well, I say, well, I'm not the most important person in the world, but I say, with the little voice I got that God gave me, I'm going to speak on these things. Because she lied and say black men don't protect black women. But like I said, like I'd be ready to fight for you if you told me somebody at your job did. Think about the times you told me little stuff that was going on in your life. I said, so, and I'll ask you, baby, you want me to handle? Because I feel like that's my job. You're my girl. You know what I'm saying? Who else is supposed to do it? You know what I'm saying? But the narrative is that we don't protect. And then I always say a husband and a father are the, by God, titles of men who are supposed to protect women. God says a man's supposed to die for his wife.
Yeah, good. That is the ordained truth. God already gave y'all that. That's why we have to be submissive to you guys. That's
Exactly.
why we
It all
have to be
plays hand in hand.
submissive.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's why women kind of have that issue, is because they don't have that kind of man in their life.
Exactly.
And it's like, how am I going to be submissive to a man? And I'm doing everything on my own, this, and that. But when you do, and you see that, then it makes you be submissive. It's nothing. It's like it's a switch. It's like, man, he's doing all this, and he is that. It's a switch that come on to you. Like, no, I'm going to be submissive. You know,
right?
Like,
And that's what
I don't know.
I'm sorry. No, baby, you're right. You're right. I was cutting you off because it's wrong, but I would like to add this, and this is why it's very important when we teach about the idea of submission. This is when women wonder, what do I get with submission? It's this very factor. Like a woman can say, oh, I'm independent. I don't need no man because I'm paying my bills. But if someone breaking your house, the first thing you probably gonna think in your mind is, I wish I had a man to go downstairs to go handle that,
Yeah, go
rather than me
downstairs
go
and
down.
him.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That's
It's
not
just
something
like
money
we
can pay
had this conversation a few days ago, and we talked about the roles of that and this, and you said, like, if something happened, then I'm gonna have to get up and check it out. And I'm like, yes, you are gonna have to do that.
Yeah, and I'm
But I'm
cool with
still
that.
gonna have to listen to you as far as roles. What am I supposed to do? What do you want me to do? Okay, do you want me to do this and that? But that's where the role is, being of submission. It's not, oh, I just do whatever you say. No,
Right,
I'm doing what you say in this moment. I'm
right.
not listening to my voice. I'm listening to what you're doing, because you out here risking your life for
Exactly. See, you already get it, baby. That's why I love. That's why I
me.
like having you around. You get it. You feel me? And that's all I be saying. That's the type of man I am. When I say gender roles, it's because I already accept my role for you. If some, like we at the apartment, if somebody break in, it's my job to go check that. You see what I'm saying? And to handle that. Of course, I don't want to die, but if I died protecting my girl who could possibly be my wife one day, then I felt like I went out on good terms. I went on the terms of God. You know what I'm saying? I went and protected the household, even though that's not my house. You're my girl, so I protect you. That's my job, to take the bullet for you. And then in return, the woman is supposed to, if I tell my girl to do something, like if I tell you to do something, it's not because I'm bossing you around. It's because you're trusting me with the fact that I'm looking out for you. Because 80% of protection is prevention. Like if you say, well, baby, let's go, we go somewhere. Baby, here's a shortcut. And it's through a bunch of crowd of people that probably don't look like the most safe people to be around. I'm saying, okay, baby, we can get to the car this way. Let's go around this way. It's not because I'm scared, and it's not because of anything like that, but I want us to get to that car safely and eventually get to home safely. Would you agree with that?
I do agree with that, because I understand that, but like I do understand where a homegirl is coming from too. She is not a submissive woman, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
she didn't have that kind of role in her life. That's why she was looking for everyone else to be like, well, y'all didn't help me, and this, and that, you know. But from
Mm-hmm.
what you were saying, yes, I am going to go ahead and do that, because me and you have that report, and I'm trusting you to lead this car. I already told you that before. Like, you in the
Exactly.
car, you drive the car until
Mm-hmm.
I have to step in if I have to, but I shouldn't have to.
Mm-hmm. But here's the thing, though. What I'm suggesting is for your greater good as well as mine. Because here's the thing, I could go through that example I gave. Now, me and you could go through and take that shortcut and go through those people that seem to be dangerous or problematic. And I could fight. Let's just say I win the fight. Look at all the stuff that had to happen that didn't have to happen because I said, baby, I'm leading us this way so we have a more smoother time. Because we go out to have a good time, not to be fighting, fussing, and being toxic. That's not what we go out to do. We go out to have a good time, enjoy each other's company, and just, get to know each other. So if I say something like, and Renette, I'll say this in front of the world and you, is that if I ever tell you to do something, even if you don't necessarily agree, it's never to try to control you or done. It's to say, I'm trying to get my baby girl and myself back to the house or back to wherever we're going in the safest way possible, because your safety is in my hands. It's almost like, I'm gonna give you an example, like the president runs the country, right? But he has something called a security detail. And the security detail, he tells the night before or a week before where he's going across seas or across states, and they come up with the protection plan for him. Now, he pays their checks and he gets paid more, but whatever they say, he has to do, because that's their job, is to say, I'm going to get you here, Mr. President, safe, sound, and no matter how much you get paid or how much you're paying me, this is my job you're paying me for, to protect you so that nothing happens wrong. Would you agree with that? That's all a man's job is, to be protected, even if
I am seeing that now. However, the women, I feel like, have a problem with being submissive to men that do not have direction. And I was one of them. If you're out here drinking all the time, bringing people in front of my apartment, hanging out in the car, smoking weed, making fades, all of that stuff,
yeah.
I am not about to be submissive to that.
Oh,
at
you
all.
shouldn't. Yeah,
Because
you
you're
should.
not about to lead me in destruction.
Exactly.
At all.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm.
You're not going to do that. And it has nothing to do with me not respecting you. It's just I see that this is my whole life is going to be ruined. I'm not about to let a man just lead me into BS, you know?
Right.
No.
I 100%
But
agree with you.
and I think that's where it goes back with what God says. Like, if a man is not led by God, he can't lead no family or his woman.
Amen.
He just
Absolutely. Absolutely.
can't. He
Agree.
can't. Because you got to be right with yourself before you can lead anybody.
Exactly. And that goes back to what I was saying earlier about protection, the assessing situations. Can I protect myself? Can I make, because in order for me to protect this woman, I have to be able to protect myself, which means I have to have foresight. I have to think about the possibilities of what could happen, and more importantly, what's happening at the moment. So I agree with you 100%. That's why I'll tell you, baby, like, I'll never.
It goes back, and I'm gonna say this like to piggyback on my situation. The man, no, he did not know me. He didn't know any of that, and he probably has a wife and all of that. And I bet you, when he got home, he probably told his wife, his white wife, this is what happened. We called the police. This young black lady, this, and I stepped in, and I bet you his wife probably was very proud of him.
Yeah.
For helping. I don't think that she was like, well, she didn't belong to you. She ain't your wife. Because that's some things that a black woman would say. An ignorant black woman would say that. I'm going to be real with you. An ignorant black woman would say, well, why'd you have to do all of that? That ain't your business. That's not that. Instead of being noble and understanding why that happened. And I'm not saying this in no racist thing because the woman is white. I'm saying that because realistically, I see that in our own culture. That is, I don't even know why he even helped her, because that ain't his girl. That ain't his this and that, and that's not okay to me.
Okay. No, I agree with you on the aspect of heroism, meaning doing the right thing, saving somebody that you see in danger. I believe that is what us as humans or as men are supposed to do. However, though, Renette, what I will say, I agree with what you're saying. I just want you to add this onto it. If that woman did say that, she probably shouldn't say that, but if it's a thought in her mind, I wouldn't necessarily call her ignorant, because she's thinking about it from the what if it went wrong. Like, to me, I'm the type of person I think of the options of things that could go wrong, so I could pick the right option so that it goes right. You get what I'm saying?
No, you're looking at it as a man's perspective. I'm looking at it as a woman's perspective. We don't look at it as what if it went wrong. We think with emotion. Why you doing that for her? She ain't your girl. And that's what we looking at it as. We not looking at it as you could have got hurt. We looking at it as that ain't your girl. Why'd you do all of that?
Right. Now,
that's what I mean by the ignorance that come in.
Okay, no, I get that. The emotion of not caring about the other person. I get that part. What I say, but just like how you said, that's not how women think. Men think about things in preventative steps. And this is what I always usher women to understand is if you're going to be with a man, if you expect, like as a woman, you expect men to try to understand y'all, right? And to work with y'all. So we expect that same thing in return. If my man's saying that this is I get what you're saying. Like the woman be like, why'd you protect her? Da, 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 da. Yeah, she probably shouldn't say that, because at the end of the day, you did a good act. It's heroism. Like I said, the act of being a hero, saving somebody in danger. My thing is that as a man, though, y'all have to understand how we think too, because at the end of the day, if you're looking for us to be protectors and providers, you have to understand our mentality. You have to learn to accept how we operate and then move accordingly so that you can get that protection. Because like, well, if I understand this man's point of view, he's going to want to protect me. He's going to want to do these things because why? He feels me. He loves me. He wants to be with me. But because he loves and wants to be with me, I have to understand how he operates. And though men and women operate differently, learning to understand each other is how we're going to be able to have a productive relationship. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, baby. Like, I'm not saying you're wrong, baby. I'm just a lot of times we have conversations.
I'm not wrong, babe. I'm just
No, not at
saying that
all.
we both have different point of views. I'm not wrong for what I'm saying,
No,
and
not at
you're
all.
not wrong for what you're saying.
Yeah, I just want see in these conversations. I always want to come to the middle on some on things because when we come to the middle, we can merge our good ideas with each other and the stuff where because we're not really disagreeing. I just want to add on. I'm the add on type of person, you know. Especially, and that's why I like you, baby. You have a unique perspective that I really value, and I'll tell the world that because you know I feel lucky myself to have a woman that has insight such as yours because it actually is
Well,
pretty
thank
interesting.
you.
I really do. No,
Well,
I'm not
thank
just
you.
saying that to say that. Yeah, I really do.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But I'm the type of person that uses critical thinking, meaning I look at
Absolutely.
both sides. I don't just look at one side.
Absolutely.
But um, I'm just gonna say, in that perspective, like to stay on topic, I'm gonna say in that perspective, the woman that basically cried wolf pretty much and
Yeah,
basically
that's
said
funny. I used
nobody
that
helped
story.
her.
I used that earlier in my
She
description.
did.
Mhm.
She cried wolf and basically stated all this stuff is wrong. She
Mhm.
got what she deserved. You can't go around slapping men, not only people, but men, and expecting not to get beat up the way you did. And then you got beat up so bad you had to come up with some kind of pity party where somebody hits you with a brick. You know,
Mhm.
I
And then
don't
she
believe
got money.
that. So
Yeah. No, you're right, baby. And she got $40,000 lying to people. You see what I'm saying? And I guess my biggest
hmm
problem was she lied on black men specifically because she specified
yeah,
black men.
I
Yeah.
can see that. I can see that. I can definitely see that because us black women would like to throw that when we do get into, and the black man, he's supposed to, yeah,
Right.
we do that. We
Mhm.
do that. But it could have been Mexican men out there. It could have been
Right.
some, I think it was some white men out there.
Yeah, it was a
Nobody
public
helped
event.
her.
Yeah. It was a public
But
event.
she did go off to saying the black man,
Mhm.
didn't help her.
And my biggest problem with that, Renette, is there are black men that do actually protect black women. I just usher that women understand this is why gender roles exist because protection, like I said, like yeah, it's cool for a man that isn't your significant other or family member to help you. That's cool, but it's not their responsibility. This is why I always push the marriage dynamic because no matter right or wrong, a husband's supposed to be ready to go to death for his wife, just like a father. And this is why I always push in our community because I see those things lacking. There's a lot of fatherless homes, and there are a lot of women that aren't married, but then they're asking for marriage and family type of benefits, such as protection. That's why I said it shouldn't be expected, but it is a man's job to because men, our thing is to try to always do the right thing. You should want to do the right thing. If I see someone in danger, the right thing is if I'm gonna be if I get myself out of the situation, I should be able to get her out. Let me go ahead and you know, but yeah,
Yeah. And I agree with what you're saying, baby, because but I think it's more than just marriage. Like even in dating, like how am I supposed to marry
oh
you
dating too.
if I know
Oh
that you
dating too.
can't protect me?
No,
You
dating
should
too
be
because
showing that.
yeah, I'm sorry.
I don't think it just starts when you're married and you're supposed to protect your wife. No. In the dating stage, you're supposed to protect your woman.
No,
How is she gonna
absolutely,
know that she can feel
absolutely,
safe to marry you if you're not even showing those qualities?
absolutely.
I mean,
Which is
women are
why
doing that. Like we cook, we clean, we take care of the house, we do all of that stuff. We're
absolutely,
showing our abilities of being a nurturer and a wife before
absolutely.
we get married. Should do that too. A man shouldn't have to.
Absolutely.
We shouldn't have to wait for you to put a ring on our finger to go out here and bust somebody's ass if somebody is trying to fuck with us. Excuse my
Absolutely.
language.
No, you're fine. And 100, I like to say this: 100%. I agree with you. Actually, 1,000% do I agree with the fact that even as your boyfriend, like I said, it's my job. If someone breaking the house or we somewhere, someone smacking you on the ass, I got to do something about that. And you shouldn't feel safe if I don't. So I feel exactly what you're saying. But this goes back to where society has been convoluted with all these ideologies that confuse. Because remember, girlfriend and boyfriend is the stage of dating with the intent to marry. You get what I'm saying? We've lost that in society, but that's what dating boyfriend and girlfriend is to see how you would be if we were married, because marriage is supposed to be forever. God doesn't necessarily like divorce unless it's on sexual immorality, which means that anything else we should be able to work out. And usually how we work it out is what we learned about each other dating, so or courting each other. So I agree 100%, baby. 100.
Right. So then when you get females like Homegirl,
Mm-hmm.
she actually has obviously ain't had no kind of real man in her life. That's why she was
Absolutely.
acting the way she did. Somebody would have told her back then that it was not okay to be just walking up and slapping people, especially men at that. We all know
Right.
that. We all know that. I mean, yeah, when we was younger, it was slap boxing and all that stuff. But my mom always used to tell me, okay, don't hit no boy because you ain't going to like what happens when he hits your ass back. You're not going to like
Exactly.
that.
Because your mom came from my mom's generation, and see, during the generations, excuse me, Renette, I'm gonna add on to this. Excuse me, what's got excluded in the household for the last 30 years is women will teach their sons, don't you ever put your hand on a woman, but they won't teach their daughters, don't you ever put your hands on a man. They'll leave out the part that you're not supposed to put your hands on a man either. But in my mom and your mom's generation, they had this thing where my grandma taught all my aunties, listen, a man ain't supposed to put his hands on you, but you ain't supposed to put your hands on a man either, because you put yourself in a man's place, you're gonna get dealt with like a man. See, there was a discernment there. You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, a man should never go beating upside a woman's head. Like, I know you probably seen those movies where there'll be an abusive husband and he'll be beating his wife. I'm an advocate for if that girl sees a mop or a broom or anything she can get a hold of and beat that man's head in. As a man, I'm like, yep, that brother deserved it. Now he ain't a brother, but that man deserved it.
That's because that's abuse. That is abuse.
Yeah.
We're talking about what Homegirl had did. She did abusive stuff too, but I think she took it as, oh, I can slap whatever dude I can do, whatever I can do, because a man is not supposed to hit a woman. And I think that is what a lot of women think when they slap a man up or do all this kind of stuff. Me too. I used to fight too back in the day, and then until I got handled, and I realized like, okay, this ain't that, you know. But I'm just saying, a lot of women probably have that in the back of their mind, like, oh, he ain't gonna hit me like that because he ain't supposed to hit women in the first place.
Exactly.
But in the real world, no. You push a man to the point where he has to defend himself. Don't get upset when he defends himself.
And that's all I'm saying.
And it's hurtful, and it's more detrimental than what you thought. And now you in the hospital with a broken nose and all kind of stuff. Don't cry wolf now and say somebody hit you with a brick.
Right.
When you started the whole thing, and you knew what it was. Ain't nobody hit her with no brick. She just got knocked the heck out. That's what happened. For slapping a man up, and that ain't cool. It's not okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So she probably was embarrassed, all of that. So she probably had to say like, oh, he used a weapon. But I don't know. I hope Homegirl finds some kind of peace within herself, and I hope she learns from everything, because it ain't cool.
Right.
Just like I had to learn from everything, just like other women had to learn from everything. I know now I'm not putting my hands on no man.
Right.
I'm not.
And see, in the story of the boy who, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't cut you off, but the whole point of the boy who cried wolf story was, at the end of the day, people didn't take him seriously. The dangerous part about that is in real life. Imagine now.
It happened.
Yeah, exactly. But imagine now after stories like this, where men are starting to see women lie, imagine if the boy cry wolf scenario happened in real life, where the village, which means the men, start saying, she's just playing, sir, this man may have been, see, that's the danger in this. So, like I said earlier, I don't know if you heard me, but I said, as Black women like Renette, like such as yourself, and beautiful Black women such as yourself, with strong will and resilience, I ask you guys, as a Black man, when you see Black women lying on Black men, let's just say if you have a friend who she has for example, a baby father who's actually trying to be there, like how your baby dad's there, but yet you see her deliberately trying to keep him away from the kid or doing a little BS here and there. I expect Black women to check the other women, like, girl, that's not right. That man want to see this.
I can speak, baby. I can speak on myself and my friends. We are always 100%. We call each other on our BS. It don't matter what it is.
Amen.
My friends call me on my BS all the time. All the time. Whether it's with a dude, even when I used to fight my kid's father, and we did fight. Well, you know what, Renette? You did start that. That wasn't cool. So it comes to a caliber of women, When you're on the internet, it's kind of hard to be like, nah, and you never know if she got real friends or not. You don't know that. I happen to be blessed with really good friends that tell me exactly where I'm wrong.
Absolutely. And that's a blessing too. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it is. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. Period.
Right. Because the way
you're not going to side with me if something is wrong.
Right, because the last thing anybody wants is a yes man. And see, the beautiful thing about having friends that hold you accountable, even like with myself, I talk with a lot of conviction because I've been corrected several times by the people who love me, and I see their point of view, and I'm like, you know what? They were right on this decision. Let me take a lesson from this, and it can probably better me for the next situation or the next time anything like this happens. We need people like that around us, and that's why, even I'm not perfect. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad I have a circle around me, that will remind me of, nah, Josh, you was wrong on this, or at least think about this twice. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I have homies like that. Like, even my homeboy Rob, like, there's been times both me and him corrected each other. We don't do it in front of people, but I do pull my boy to the side, like, hey, bro, you know what I'm saying? That is a good girl you got. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, don't cheat on a good girl, bro. That's a good girl. I'm that dude, Renette. Like, I'll tell homies not to cheat. You feel me? Even if after they did it or before they would do it, I'll say, bro, like, before they do, I'll be like, hey, bro, all right, bro, I see what you're doing, but bro, what about whoop-de-whoop? She is at the, all right, for sure, bro. Or after he do it, I'll be like, hey, bro, you feel? I'm like, yeah, I understand what you're doing. We both men. I understand you want to get your rocks off, but I'm like, bro, is getting your rocks off worth messing up a good situation? See, I present good questions that make my homies think like he ain't judging, but at the same time, he's trying to help,
Yeah, my friends just tell me straight up, you wrong. They don't do that. If I was wrong, I was wrong.
No, I'm saying wrong is wrong and right is right.
But I want people to get don't be mad if he do this, and don't be mad if he go ahead and do that because you did this. It's just cut and dry with us. It's no beating behind the bush or around the bush. It is what it is.
No, well, I was saying
all my friends are like that.
Yeah, well, I wasn't saying in the context of beating around the bush. I'm just saying, depending on the situation, discernment. Like I said, before he cheats or something like that, I will come to him and I would tell him, like, look, is this really what you want to do? Because with men, what you want to do, this is how we deal with each other. We always don't want to tell the other man what to do, but we will let them know that they're wrong. But what we're going to do, the way we go about it is saying, do you really want to do this? And give him something to think about. You get what I'm saying? I could tell somebody they're wrong all day and they still feel they're not wrong. I'll tell somebody they're wrong at the same time, weighing it out to themselves. Like, here's the situation you're in. I'm saying it's wrong, but weigh it out yourself. This is what you're about to do. You're about to mess up a good home. You feel me? That you got with this girl's looking out for you. You cheat on her. Now you got to lie to back up your cheating and all that. I give them something to think about. Because you could tell somebody they're wrong all day, they still feel they're right, but tell them why they're wrong by explaining, look, bro, you about to mess up a good situation. Now, if you continue to go through it, now somebody else that's your homeboy that got love for you telling you, and you still go and do some fuck shit, then, I mean, some messed up situation, forgive me, guys. But if you go and do that, now it's all on you. But I wanted to weigh out the situation. It's not beating around the bush. It's more of clarification of, do you really want the repercussions of cheating, because cheating does come with repercussions. You know, trying to keep up with a lie is way harder than trying to tell the truth from the jump.
Tell the truth, right?
So yeah,
you're right about that.
Mm-hmm. So I just try to always present it to my homies, like, because I don't want to come at them like their parent, but I want to come at them with somebody that loves them and say, look, I told homies, I swear, Renee, I told homies, like, look, you got something good at home. You know what I'm saying? Do you really want to do this little piece of this and that? And a couple homies didn't listen to me. And guess what? What that girl did? She went back and told this girl and messed up his, you know, the whole situation. And then he come back to me and say, you right. See, to me, that's the same thing as saying you wrong from the jump, because I'm telling you wrong from the jump. I'm just giving you the scenario that you may have not thought of. I even do that with you. Like, we're talking, I'm saying, well, here's the scenario you may have not thought of that can make you take critical.
Yeah, you're right. And I do take back to what you're saying. You know, it's the same thing as when I'm dealing with my friends. But like I said, like, if I'm doing some stuff that I know that is wrong, so say like, oh, back in the day I was with someone and oh, he's not doing right, I'm about to start talking to this person. And they'll be like, no, Renee, that's not cool, because you know you've been with him for this long. Why don't you talk to him? Because you're
Right.
going to end up being this and you're going to end up being the problem. My friends would tell me that.
Right. And I'm glad
or
you got.
if it did happen, well, you're the one that started it, Renee. You're the one that pushed him to do this. You're the one that did this in X, Y, and Z. I have that, you know.
And I'm absolutely glad that you have that, because that's what I have. And this is another way where we relate, baby. You know what I'm saying? We got people that hold us accountable. And I like that. As a matter of fact, this is why I started the show too. Other than trying to give black men a voice, I also want to give myself a voice, because I'm like, I don't think I'm right about everything. And I'm a person that I like to learn. And so I have this prove me wrong type of idea. And in proving me wrong, I won't get mad. I'm going to get more like, let me get back on my shit. Or maybe I should think about this a certain way. You know what I mean?
Right, right. And so to stay on topic, babe, I just think that the girl she doesn't have friends, obviously, to tell her that that was wrong. She doesn't have family to tell her, you know, to stop her from doing the acts that she did that got her ultimately beat up later. You know, she didn't have that. She had people that were just like cheering it on, or, you know, not probably even her friends for real, probably just some associates, or, you know, just laughing at the situation. And so that's what all happened. She didn't have somebody to come tell her, don't put your hands on a man. Don't put your hands on a man, you know, to do this and that. And that ultimately, that's what happened. She thought it was okay to slap up people. She got beat up in front of some men, but she already was disrespecting men, and none of them felt it was okay to protect her because of her actions.
Right. Because here's the thing. The man that hit her, he did an interview back when it happened, like I think a week or two after it happened. And he admitted to what he did. He admitted what he did. He said, yeah, I hit her because she hit me first. It wasn't even the rejection thing. That was just an extra onto it. But it was like she hit me in addition to rejection.
And I believe it, because I saw videos of her hitting helpless not even black men, white men.
White men too, yeah.
She was hitting helpless white men for no reason. So, yeah, that was going to come. And the black men are sitting there getting mad, and for not even getting mad, but everybody's looking at it like, dang, she's just doing this and that. But for her to say the black man didn't help her, no. So I'm thinking it was a white man that probably slapped her up like that. And now that's why she probably also said, and you black men didn't help. No, we're not going to help your ass when you fucking do a shit like that.
Right.
And putting everybody in jeopardy.
Exactly. Because it's not, like I said, it's not any man's responsibility to jump into a situation like hers. Like, you literally hit this man, and you've known for hitting men. You know what I'm saying? Then she got a $40,000 on GoFundMe because she's a habitual liar. What she is, to stay on topic, she's a habitual liar. She lied and said another story was she said a Uber driver had hit her with a brick, and then he kidnapped her. You see himself like this, and then we found out that's a lie. That's what's in the story now. If you look at the news, you know, I did the report. That's the thing you see in the background. And so, like, my question is, I understand on social network, it's only so much black women could do, but you guys spend a lot of time on social network. Don't you think that there should probably be some female type of Joshes that do this thing of where they call out black women? Because if y'all want to be protected, y'all have to actually present yourselves as someone that needs to be protected, and that means
There are a lot of female Joshes out there. The whole,
I'm
I
glad.
hate to say it, but the show with I can't think of them right now, but it had oh, I can't think of her name, Lisa Ray,
Oh,
and
okay.
all of them. It was a podcast, and they used to talk about all of that. There's a lot of women that are keeping accountable of other women.
Yeah, and it's for
I
and
mean,
all I'm
it
saying
is.
is all I'm saying is for y'all greater good, because by keeping yourselves accountable, then men can also be like, okay, we got women that are calling this out, you know what I'm saying? So we know we need to ostracize these women that are causing a problem, and the women that
But
ostracize
if you really look on TikTok and look on the comments, you can see women even commenting about that.
yeah,
And it doesn't have to be a platform. There are black women commenting on her stuff saying basically she shouldn't have did that. Well, what did you expect to happen? Like,
absolutely.
you know, you have
Mhm.
to really like it's not just a platform like what you have, baby, which is good, but there are women commenting on that because real women, not
I'm
even
glad.
real women, but women that have been through stuff and seen things, they understand. Like I've been through it, I saw it, and I understand it. I've experienced it. Like no, I'm not. I understand that, and that's why I promote that to my niece. Don't put your hands on any man,
Right,
any boy,
because that can
unless
go.
unless you absolutely have to, where he's like really trying to kill you. Then yeah, you need to go ahead
Yeah,
and
then
defend
that's for
yourself. But
absolutely.
other than that, you don't need to be initiating no fight with him because you're not gonna win, and you're gonna end up hurt in the
Mhm.
hospital somewhere.
Exactly.
And that's just on. And there's some people that might not agree with me. Oh, I can take this and that. Okay, well then that was your luck. But you're
Hmm.
not gonna win every fight with no man. I don't care how good you are. I don't care how much you can fight. I don't care how many dudes you done slung. There's always gonna be that one that's really gonna kill your ass or
Hmm.
get your ass.
And think about it. It only takes one incident. You know what I'm saying? Because there's some women that aren't alive today thinking that that was cool. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because here's the thing. Even if I'm not doubting the strength of a woman. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I believe there's a lot of strong black women. Even my mom was strong. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, the way God designed it, it's just, it's physically
We
that's a
can be.
battle.
We're stronger. We're meant to be stronger and live differently. We're mentally stronger. I believe we are mentally stronger than men.
Mm,
I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that. I am gonna say that because I have saw certain things
okay.
mentally and emotionally stronger than men.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that.
Okay. Well,
But
if
physical
you don't
strength,
mind.
no, we don't have that.
Right, physically stronger. Okay, we give us that one. Let me question you on two things you just said. You said, because I'm kind of curious. You said women are mentally stronger. Well, let me
Hmm.
ask you something. When it comes to mental, do you believe that logic plays a big part in mental stability and be able to make decisions?
No,
So wait, so being
because
mental. Wait,
mental also. Let me explain why.
yeah,
Because
because I'm
mental
like, okay.
also is connected with emotions. That's why
Mm-hmm.
mental. Even though there's logic there, logic is learned. Logic is not. Logic is not born with us. Logic is something that we learn in school or reading or just paying attention with the world. That's where
Mm-hmm.
logic comes in. Mentally and emotional connect with each other. If I am not emotionally straight, then mentally I will be sick too. If my mind is not all the way right and my emotions are not together, then I'm going to end up being sick as well. And you know
Right.
this because I'm becoming a nurse major. So this is what I'm
Absolutely.
learning.
Okay. Well, let me.
Basically,
Okay.
that stuff connects. So what I'm going to say this for example, when my mother passed away, my brother was the strongest man ever, always led us. When my brother passed away, my brother couldn't mentally and emotionally take that. And he is 6 years older than me. I
Mhm.
became the stronger one. I was the one that made all the decisions. I was the one that saw my mom. He couldn't even go see my mother because he was mentally and emotionally not strong enough. And he'll tell you to this day, my sister is stronger than me in those areas.
Mhm. Now let me
You know?
say this though. Let me say this, and this I'm gonna go back to the part where you said when it comes to mental strength, and you said
Uh-huh.
logic is learned. Let me explain why that has a little bit of a flaw in its when it's being said is the idea of this. Part of logic is common sense. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of people do not have common sense. And actually, I would argue that logic and emotion are opposite of each other, but you're right in the sense of saying that the balance of the two can make better decisions. Let me explain. A lot of men are naturally logical. Now, some men make stupid decisions by ignoring logic, but that's what God wired us to do. Now, women are emotional creatures. Those are two opposites. Now, emotion in certain situations is necessary, but it's absolutely one of those things that it can come in conflict with logic when you're not balanced. Let me get a little bit more. Logic is one of those things that it exists whether your feelings like it or not. The issue with women is, since they're wired to emotion, even if something's logical, they will ignore it based on how they feel. For example, there will be women who will date men that they know aren't shit, right? But because he said something that they liked, that they was feeling, they will ignore the logic of, here are all the red flags. Logic is the red flags, but they'll ignore it because he makes me feel good, or the dick good, or this and that thing. They will ignore logic.
Because they're controlled by their emotions, right?
Wait, hold on. Logic will tell them that this is a bad man, no matter how much dick he makes you feel, which is emotion. He makes you feel good. He says the things that make you feel good, but his actions, because that comes from a logical way. Your actions will speak about your logic. Your actions will tell you different. But the woman will argue on her emotional thing, and then later on, let's say she gets pregnant or something like that by that same man. She wants him to logically be, well, you helped me build this kid, but you know he was irresponsible. You met him. That's what the logic would tell you. So logic and emotion are opposite. Now, where you're talking about is when logic and emotion meet. You should always have your logic fueled by your emotion. Never lead your emotion with, or try to make your emotion logical, because emotions switch like the seasons. Logic is
what I'm saying is I think I get what you're saying, babe, but what I'm saying is, for when I'm talking about mentally that women are stronger, is because the simple fact is we can take normal situations and actually live through them. For example, a man can have a wonderful, good ass job, and I saw this great job. And the minute he gets fired, he is a mental breakdown. And I've seen this. He starts drinking heavily. He starts cussing out everybody. He might take it out on his family. He might be depressed. All of that. A woman does not do that. You know why we can't do that? Because we have children and we have families, or we have a lot of shit that we got going on, or we have a husband. We find a way to figure it out. Yeah, we lost our job, but we still got this. We still got that. Let me go to the support group. Let me do this. Let me go here. Let me build myself back up to get to that. We don't stay in that one element. Men do that. And I say that just to go back, and I watch my brother. I'm just saying this. I watch my brother. He is the man in my life. And I've explained this to you before. Now that my mom is gone, I have no one. It's me, my brother, and my sister. That's it. You know, I watch my brother, and I watch the things that he does. Mentally, he is not stronger than me. He's not. You know, and he knows that. That's why he tells me that. And that's why he lets me make decisions, even though I expect him to lead too. But he knows that mentally I can't do this. Renee, you're going to have to do this. You're going to have to go ahead and figure this whole thing out. I ain't going to be able to do it. I'm going to be ready to fight everybody. I'm going to be ready to do this and that. You're the one that can think through this pain and think through this trauma, you know?
Okay. And I will, and now, you know what? I honor what you're saying about your family, and I respect you and your brother. And I understand that in your situation, you were the strong one mentally. I'll give you that. Here's where I do have a disagreement, though, Renette, is the idea of when men go through something emotionally, we can't handle it. As a matter of fact, I have a big disagreement with that, because do you understand what?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear it because you cut out. What did you have a misunderstanding with? You cut out when you were talking.
The fact that you said mentally men are weaker than women, because when we get in a situation, we lose it. Let me explain something about being a man. And this is why I always tell, wait, hold on. This is why I always tell women, and they overlook this. This is why we actually are stronger, because most men, we go through so much that a lot of times we'll bottle stuff. Wait, hold on. We'll bottle stuff up, right? And then when we go off, it's not just a go off because that I lost that job that day. I lost that job by a boss that was disrespecting me. This female I was working with was doing this, or this dude. When men blow up, Renette, it's because we've been holding things in a long time. You know what I'm saying is true, because a lot of women will say, well, y'all always like to bottle stuff up and you could talk to me, baby, and this and that. A lot of women say that, but we know as the rock of the family, being men, a lot of times we don't express how we feel. And when you see us go on an emotional rant, because no disrespect to your brother, but you said what he said was about, oh, I'll go off, I'll start fighting people. That's because he's at a point where his breaking point. At least I'm talking about, okay, in general, not just your brother. I'm talking about in general. Men usually hold in a lot of stuff.
Because you, babe, go back because you keep going out. I don't know if it's my internet or not, but when my brother said what?
Okay, I said that your brother, I said, you know how your brother said, I would probably start fighting people, or I would start overreacting. If I were to speak to him, I guarantee you, because we're both men, he would explain to me that there's a lot of stuff that is on his plate that he's handling. And losing a parent is a big thing. I know I haven't lost one, but I've heard experience from you and several others that that's a big thing. And it could be the breaking point. Men, what you have to understand, Renette, is we go through a lot of stuff we don't tell our girls, our moms, are nothing about. But when they see us flip out, they think, oh, wow, he just couldn't handle life. Nah, we've been hiding or holding on to a lot of pain. The difference is, well, hold on. Let me finish. When it comes to a woman, the reason why they can handle things a lot more emotionally better is because, yes, you guys are wired to be emotional, but you guys also have assistance with a lot of stuff. Let me give you an example. When a man breaks up with a woman, there is nobody truly on his side. They're going to either say one or two things. One, well, you picked the woman, so deal with it. Or they'll say, well, you know, it happens. A woman going to be a woman. A woman can do, like, if a man cheats on her, if a man gets cheated on, everybody going to say it's either your fault for picking the woman or there's something you didn't do. And we have to bottle it up or get clowned. When a woman gets cheated on, she could tell her story to a bunch of men and women, and they'll say, oh, that's so sad that happened. Yeah, that nigga ain't crap. He ain't this, he ain't that. See, women are allowed to be more emotionally stronger because you guys have people to use as a, I don't know what to say, a network or more of a support system. Men don't have that. So what I'm saying is men don't have that. So when we lash out, it looks like we are emotional and can't control it. But no, we're finally fed up. Y'all don't ever have to be fed up in the same way we are, because nobody gives a damn about women. I mean, about men, Renette. That's the truth. Nobody cares about men's emotions. They don't care about nothing.
I love my black men, and I tell you that all the time.
Renette, not you.
And I'm not going to sit here and say they don't have all support systems, because, like I told you, my best friend is a man, a black man. I've told you about him. I'm very supportive of him.
Right.
And you're
but
right.
He was doing stuff, but you said
he went through stuff. He went through stuff, but I was there as, like you said, as support. I was there through his divorce. I was there through all the women he dated. I was there when he got poisoned by some female. I was there at the hospital, all of that, as his friend. Not no lover, none of that.
No, I understand.
So he does have that support system. So I just think you guys are not pulling that out, because my friend, which I won't say on camera, you know who he is, he has no problem telling me when he's sad, when is this and that. He cries to me, and he's older than me, 5 years older than me.
Let me point something out to you, Renette. Okay, you're the girl that he comes to, like, you know, he wants to talk. I know who you're talking about. He says that, you know, he vents to you, you're a good friend in his corner. That's cool. But let's just say when you went through what you went through with your baby daddy, I'm pretty sure you had friends, more friends than just one or two that actually cared about your situation and somehow fueled it. What I'm saying is, men, most of the time, he's lucky to have you, just like I'm lucky to have you. You know what I'm saying? But most men do not have a support system to where nobody, I'm telling you, Renette, as a man, nobody gives a buck about it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so
you may.
So what I'm saying is this, baby, can I go back to what you're saying though?
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
understand what you're saying about men not having that support system and not having that, and that's why they blow up and everything, and that's why women might be a little more stronger than men. But I'm just going to piggyback from the situation with my mom. There was no, there was not, this is not a situation where you can talk to your friends about this. Some
Right.
people, when they lose their parents, they just shut down. They shut
Okay.
down.
That proves my point, kind of, actually.
My
Yeah.
brother, my brother, in that sense, is what I'm saying is this: when my mother died and she left this earth, I saw my older brother grow from a man to revert back to a 8-year-old little boy.
Mm-hmm.
It had nothing to do with the support that you're saying. It
No,
had
no,
nothing
no.
to do with any of that. 'Cause
Wait.
we
Hold
were
on.
all there for him.
You
You
missed
know,
the,
it was
but you
just,
missed the
but
part that
babe,
I
let
said.
me finish.
Go
Babe,
ahead.
let me finish. Let me finish. What
Go
I'm
ahead.
saying, it had nothing to do, baby, let me finish. It had nothing to do with the support system and all of that that you're stating, because we were there to support him through that. It was when he saw that and he got scared, he mentally could not take it. He mentally could not see that my mom dying. He didn't even go see my mother laid
Mhm.
out. He mentally could not do that. He mentally could not help me with the funeral arrangements. With the
Okay.
He helped with the cost. He couldn't physically, mentally write and sign anything that had nothing to do with the support system because he had his best friend talking to him. He had a couple of friends talking to him. He had
Mm-hmm.
my friends talking to him. He had
Mm-hmm.
me there with him. He did not mentally could not see that and deal with that. And he'll tell you to this day, my sister's stronger than me. My sister's
Okay.
stronger than me in some stuff. There's some stuff that I just cannot do. I don't care how much support I have. I can't do it. My sister is going to do it. That's
Mm-hmm.
why they come to me in the first place. So
Okay.
I get what you're saying, but in real life situations like that, it's not about the support system. It's about, can you really take it? Because
Okay.
had my friends not, I'm going to give you an example. Because had my friends not been there when I had to go identify my mom, I would have did it anyway, regardless if anybody was there with me or not.
Okay.
I would have did it anyway because I had to do it. You
Okay.
get it?
Yeah, I get exactly what you're saying. Believe me, Renette, I completely understand. What you skipped over in that whole example. Well, first I'm gonna ask you this. Well, first, no, I'm gonna just say this. When talking to me, Renette, especially when I'm on my show, because I have an audience and people that watch this on the playback, I try to speak in
Mm-hmm.
a in general more than just one person situation. So what I'm asking
I
you in
am.
these situations, well, hold on. What I'm asking you in these situations is to think outside of your situation. And by doing that, you can understand what I'm saying in a greater aspect. For two, I'm gonna ask you two questions. One, when your brother before your mother died, was your brother going through a lot of stressful situations, whether it was jobs, girl, any was he stressed
Mm,
out?
no, he was just like a regular ass person. Like we
Okay,
all go through stuff.
okay, exactly. We all go through stuff, right? The difference is when I say what I say, let me give clarification on support system. On when I say that, what I mean is on a lot of levels, I'm pretty sure there's things your brother did not tell you about because he either felt like either not that you wouldn't care, but he felt like you probably couldn't give.
Okay,
Um,
yeah, I do get that part. Yeah,
you
there
get what
were
I'm
some
saying?
things that he did. Yeah, that he told my mom that he didn't tell me.
The things that exactly things I may not know. So when I say support system, I mean like men don't have this thing where put it like this: if you broke up with me tomorrow, right? You say, Josh, I hate you. You ain't shit. Blah blah blah. I'm just saying hypothetically.
I'm not gonna tell you that,
I
but
will be
okay.
hurt, but see, I'm gonna be honest with you. I would be hurt by that, but it's in a man's nature. We're taught and we're brought up, and it's in our nature to believe that nobody. We're brought up to believe that you're supposed to stand strong, and men were built to do it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We're
Mm-hmm.
built to do it without explaining everything to everybody. To where when people look at us, they're like, "Oh, he's straight. He's just going through regular stuff." But there's. I guarantee you. I know don't know your brother like that, but I guarantee you, as a man, there's stuff he has not told you that bothers him. You feel me? Now let's
Mm-hmm.
get back to the general aspect of this. When you say
Okay.
women are stronger than men, this is more than just me and you. It's not true because mental is founded upon logic. Women are wired to be emotional. So even if you guys are strong mentally in one area, that doesn't mean that you're strong in all areas. And men are expected to be strong in every mental area. You get what I'm saying? And when you aren't
Okay.
in that mental area, people can either look down on you or say you're not doing something as a man, or you get what I'm saying? People will look, it'll be looked at a certain way for a man to have any either complaints or for a man to not be mentally stable, because men are wired to be logical. Even when a man isn't logical, Renette, that doesn't mean he's not supposed to be. So our standard is to be logical, which is mental, which means if you meet a man that's mentally stable, you're going to understand exactly why women can't be mentally stronger, because men are expected to be what? Logical. And when men don't make logical decisions, they find themselves in a world of trouble. Can you agree with that?
I can't, but I agree to disagree.
You said you can't. Are you, let me
No,
ask you this. When you are thinking about it, are you thinking about it within your own situation, or are you thinking about in multiple situations? Because what I'm saying is women aren't mentally stronger than men because men have to live by making good decisions logically. Logic is a
I'm going to agree that, okay, I'm not going to agree to that. So I'm just going to say that I agree to disagree.
okay,
I'll just say
that's
that.
fair. I'll
I
say
don't
that.
believe that women are, I don't believe that. I don't believe that women are not as strong mentally as men. No, I do not believe that.
Okay. Here's the thing
Because
I want you.
and there's a lot of reasons too. It takes a lot of mental strength to even have a baby. Y'all can't do that. It's
Okay,
not
but
just
we're
about the
not. Wait,
physical.
hold on. We're not designed to do
We're
that.
talking about mental. I
No,
know
no, no.
that,
But
but
that's
I'm
not just a
stating
mental thing.
why.
Wait, hold on. That's not just a mental thing. That's also a emotional thing. Because at the end of the day, what I'm trying to tell you, Renette, listen to what I'm telling you. Men
Okay,
are
I get what you're
expected to
saying,
be
baby.
mental. Just because y'all use your mind or you guys think in certain situations does not mean you're more mental. Because okay, let me ask you this: do you believe women are more logical or mental? And notice logic is
I
attached.
didn't hear what you went out. What did you
Oh,
say?
I'm sorry. I said when it comes to being logical and emotional, do you think logic
I
is
didn't hear
attached?
anything that you said, babe. You went completely out for like 5 seconds.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Here's what I'm asking you. When it comes to logic and emotion, is logic, just a question, is logic more associated with mental or is it more associated with emotion? Logic.
No, I already told you logic is learned.
Okay,
I
to
don't feel like it
learn
has
logic,
anything to do with either
let
one.
me explain this. Logic is also a mental thing. And I have seen several women in my life, Renette, I'm telling you from personal experience, that they will ignore a logical decision based on how they feel. Can a woman be logical? Absolutely. But the way they're wired is to their major decisions are made in emotion. Just like you said, we're bringing up being pregnant. Women will literally have a kid by a man that has shown he's irresponsible, that he's abusive, and that he's not a good man, but they'll still have it and then say, well, I wanted the baby. That's not a logical decision. That's a mental decision.
Right? And
That,
not only that, but that is the moral thing to do. You don't just kill off a kid because the man isn't good. That's not
no, no, no.
okay.
The mental decision started with the man you chose to be having sex with and get pregnant by. See, do you get what I'm saying by mental? Because the red flag should have showed you this.
Okay, but that's not necessarily true, babe. Let's go here. Just because I have sex with you unprotectedly doesn't mean that I want to have a baby with you.
But see,
You're
logic
doing
will
just
tell
as
you.
much as I'm. Listen, baby, you're doing just as much as I am. You're
Mhm,
having unprotected sex with me, and you know the possibilities just as much as I do. So don't
exactly.
put it on the woman chose to have this baby. No,
Well, no, no. What I'm saying
that
is
is a
that.
life.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. What I'm saying is this. Logically, you knew, like you said, me and you both know what could happen from this baby. But a man, remember, has to court you, has to date you, has to take you out and convince you of why he's a good candidate for you to either date or to have sex with him. So at that end of the day, the logic will say, well, this man, he doesn't work, he doesn't have anything going on in his life, but because he makes me feel good, then what? I'll go ahead and have sex with him. And just like the man knows, sex can equal a baby, whether you wanted to or not. But see, as the woman, the man that you had sex with, I'm saying for the women that had sex with an irresponsible man. You knew he was irresponsible. That's a logical thought, is that this man cannot produce anything positive for me, but because he said
so
something
let's
that
say
applied,
this then.
hold on,
So
he said something that applied to my emotions, so I ignored the red flags. That is an emotional decision, not a mental one, because
okay, so
mental
what
should.
happens with this then? What happens with this then? I logically, like we're talking about logic and all this, we know he's not responsible. What if he is responsible and I still choose to have sex with him and still have a baby with him and he decides not to take care of that child? What then? I
What
use
then?
my logic
Say, well, hold
because
on.
that happens too.
But
Very
here's the
much
thing
so.
about men that I keep, and I hear, it's funny because I've heard women bring this up, and I tell you the same thing I told them. With men, we're habitual creatures. Can we agree with that?
Okay.
Habitual creatures mean that there are certain things we do that you notice. Now, if you choose to ignore them, then that is where I said the illogical part comes, because men are habitual. So it's not like these men are just,
No,
amazing
I'm
men.
not going to let you just put this on women. I'm not going to do that
No, I'm not.
because
It's not
men know.
about women. It's not a, wait,
There's
hold
a
on.
reason why I'm going to say this. Let me talk, baby. The
No, go ahead.
reason why I'm going to say this is because men know exactly what you told me this. Men know exactly what they want to do when they do it. You know dang well if you don't want to be with this woman, then you should be wrapping it up. Period.
Right. Okay, that's funny.
It shouldn't be. It's not going to fall on a woman just because
I'm
she decides to have her child.
no, no,
Even though
no.
you are irresponsible or not, you were irresponsible from the beginning, having sex with me without a condom.
Right.
That's your bad.
But
That's
wait,
not
wait,
my
no, no,
bad.
no, no, no. Wait, hold on, baby. Two things. One, remember what you just said. Our original conversation was about, are women more mentally strong than men? A mentally strong woman would know logically, because logic is attached to mental, because it all starts in the head. If she,
Okay, I
I'm not,
understand
wait,
that, but if I
hold on,
have a
baby,
boyfriend,
hold on. I'm not trying to blame women for blame's sake. What I'm saying is a logical decision is, I won't, because women have control over who they let in their womb or not. If this man has shown you that he's irresponsible, a logical decision is, I won't let him fuck me and protect it. And let me ask you this, baby. Do you know what an FC2 is?
I'm gonna just say this logically, I'm not having sex with any man that I am not comfortable with.
See,
Period.
and I want you to take it outside of yourself, because baby, I'm not just
And I
talking
speak
about you.
probably
This is
for
a
a lot of
general,
other women. That's what I'm saying.
but I
I
have
can't.
dealt with a lot
I'm
of women.
probably speaking for a lot of women that are, and I hang with a lot of women that are like me. We
Okay.
not about to have sex with no kind of man that don't have a bunch of stuff going for himself, that is doing all this crazy shit. And if we do have sex with him, we most likely will have protection because we don't want to get in that kind of predicament.
Okay, let me ask you this. Do you know what an FC2 is?
No, I do not.
Okay, if you don't know what an FC2 is, and this is why I laugh, not laugh, but I look at when women say, well, you had sex with me without a condom as a man, so that's on you. Here's the thing, a FC2 is a female condom. It's a condom that you insert inside yourself. So regardless whether the man
Well,
wears it
thank
or
you
not,
for teaching me that.
yeah, there's something called FC2. You can go get it at Walgreens. You get your doctor to prescribe it. This is the things that women need to know, because you can't keep saying this irresponsible man got me pregnant, but then you're
No,
irresponsible, not you.
first of all, let's back that up. Okay,
Yeah,
let's back
go
that
ahead.
up. I
Go ahead.
shouldn't have to get anything inserted in me to be with
It's a
you.
no.
That's
It's a
out.
condom. Wait. Baby, it's a condom. This is something, because remember, even if a man doesn't get you pregnant, let's say he had AIDS. If you let this man with AIDS have sex with you, guess what? You will get AIDS rather than the baby. But imagine if you used the FC2 condom. Guess what you would do?
But
You
the
wouldn't
thing
get
is that
AIDS.
you keep
You won't get pregnant.
saying we let like it's our problem. No, you men know exactly what you're doing.
Wait a
Like
minute.
you
So
told
wait,
me
baby. Hold
before.
on. So wait, you believe that a man wanting to have sex with you, and because he nutted you, you don't believe a woman has any say in that at all?
No,
Because
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying a man knows what he wants. Like every time I got pregnant, and I can only speak for myself, and
see,
that's
you
why I
gotta
keep
take yourself
saying
out
me.
of it though, baby. You
No,
gotta take yourself
listen,
out of
no, I don't have to keep my. I don't have to do that because I learned this in class. You don't speak for general people. You speak for yourself, and then let everything speak for you. That's how things become effective. I can't
No,
speak
that's
for
not okay.
everyone
Go
else.
ahead. Go ahead. Mhm.
I can't speak for everyone else. I can speak from my experience. Every time somebody did whatever, it's because they wanted to do it. It wasn't because of, oh, this happened. Oops. Oh, no. I knew what I was doing and he knew what he was doing.
Thank you.
Men know exactly what they're doing. There
Right.
is no fucking, oh, I just oops and got her pregnant. No, you knew what you was doing when you did it.
So my question is,
You have
does that
control
not
of that.
wait, hold on. Wait. But so does the woman, because a man cannot have sex with a woman unless she wants to, or it's called rape. Can we agree with that? So if the woman, I'm not trying to put this on women, but since we said women are mentally stronger, I just use this pregnancy thing as an example as to, you see how what you're saying, baby, I'm not trying to disrespect you or nothing like that. But what you're saying is illogical because you're taking the fact that the woman has the choice on who goes into her womb. If you told your baby daddy or any other dude, let's use you then. If you told any other dude, I'm not having sex with you until you put a condom on, if he didn't, that would be considered rape. And that's a call that you as a woman can make. Do you get what I'm saying? Yes, a man,
Okay,
I'm not
no, not
saying a man.
necessarily true because this is what it means by that, right? Because you men like to put little extras on it. Yeah, in the perfect world, yeah, that is true. But then if you're in a relationship, like say we are, you know,
Mm-hmm.
you can express that I don't like having sex without a condom. Oh, but it feels so good when the condom is this and that. And then that puts pressure on us women. Well, damn, I don't want to unsatisfy my man. So that's where that comes from.
I know,
It's
but
not
right at
about
that
what you're
point,
stating.
but at that point, you guys have a decision to make. I'm glad you think about the man, but now you must think about yourself though too, because now you have to think. Yes, I don't want. He made a good point that sex feels better without the condom, but now you're thinking about it in your perspective of. Because think about it, baby. Don't it feel good? No, well, I don't want to say it like that, but we all know as men and women that sex feels good
I
without a
can't
condom.
feel nothing. No, it does not. I don't- it's no. I'm gonna be real with you. I feel the same way I would feel with the condom or not because I'm the receiver. I am not feeling what you're feeling. You
Okay,
feel that.
so with that being said, wouldn't you say that a woman also has a decision on who she lets in the room, especially when you guys have that much of a choice? What I'm trying to get you to see, baby, is the fact that even though, because sex isn't had because one person wants to have it. Sex is had because two people want to have it. I only brought up
Okay.
the pregnancy thing because think about it, baby. I couldn't, or no other man that you ever had sex with could never have sex with you if you said no. You feel me? Or if you said, if you
Mm.
don't go to 7-Eleven right now and go get a condom or a FC2 condom, then guess what? We're not having sex. We couldn't do that. We couldn't have sex with you, or else that'd be rape and you could have us arrested and prosecuted. Right? So that's just in all those words I use show the power that you guys have. So my point being is a logical decision would be forget what this man says as far as his pleasure. What is better for my pleasure and my safety so I don't have a baby or get some STD from a nigga that ain't crap? What can I do to take care of my womb? You can't
Okay,
let
then yeah, maybe we need to do that. But then again, we don't need to be messing with men that don't want to honor what we say.
but baby, I'm not
And
talking
that's
about
the
with
logic
us.
too.
See, baby, okay, let me tell you
No,
something about
no,
logic.
you're stating no. What you're saying, well, from what I'm taking is the logic is we supposed to still use a condom. We're supposed to protect ourselves, even though you're telling me
That's the
that a
truth.
man. Listen to me, baby. You're basically telling me if I tell this man that I don't want to have sex with a without a condom, and he decides that he still wants to do that, I have to protect myself logically, right?
Yes.
That's what you're saying,
Yes.
right? But technically, that's still not the case. That's still not the case.
Then the question
Why do I
becomes,
have to go through all of that when I already didn't told you and you're not using logic? You're just saying, fuck it, I'm finna just fuck on you anyway. You know?
mhm. Now here's the thing, baby. Remember what I just said about logic. Logic will say, regardless of what Josh or any other man wants, if I don't want to get pregnant, as me, remember you just said I can only think from my point of view, which means even if you consider or not consider me or any other man, you said my point of view is that what? You said that a man wants to do something, but remember, you're the one that has the say so whether it goes or not. What I'm trying to say is logically protecting yourself is more effective than saying, because remember, regardless of what me or any other baby daddy or anybody else that has sex with you wanted, you have the power to say, forget what they want. Though I like them, forget what they want. I don't want to get pregnant. Do you get what I'm saying? You have a choice in this.
I know that we have a choice in that, but it's a difference when you're in a relationship, is what I'm saying.
Well, see, and baby, this is why I beg this, baby. This is why I beg you to. You have to learn, and this is what I was going to say. You have to learn to look outside of yourself, because logic will tell you that your situation, even my situation or our situation, doesn't represent what's called the aggregate or the macro. That's why statistics exist. Like when it says 68 to 72% of Black women have kids out of wedlock, that's not just me. We're talking about 72%. So
I know that. I have kids out of wedlock. I get it.
No. It's not about, baby. This is what I'm.
No, you're saying 62%. I'm one of the 62%. I mean,
okay, but your
my
mind
thing is this:
different.
you keep talking about, baby. My thing is you keep talking about. You want me to generalize stuff, and I can't do that. I
Why
can't
not?
generalize what everybody else has done because I am not there.
Now,
I can
baby,
only speak from what I have done.
Now, baby,
I'm
you
not
might not
sitting
like
here
this.
looking at statistics and writing up stats from what females have been through. That's not my business.
Exactly.
I can only tell you from experience.
Okay, so see, that's my point when I say women, no disrespect, but this is why I say women aren't more logical than men, because men will look at the statistic because they understand as a whole, macro, meaning the whole discussion. There's
So
more than
let's
just
talk
my.
about that then. If they look at statistics, then why do they have 5 and 6 baby mamas and 7 and 8 kids? And
Let's
kids
concentrate on
with
what I just said.
and kids. No, but we were talking about the pregnancy and all of that.
Yeah,
So
but there's
let's
logic.
keep it on that.
Okay.
There's logic here. Let's talk about logic here.
Mm-hmm.
You know that you got this girl that you in love with. Why are you still putting your penis in this female with no condom? Logically would be, there's a chance that I can get her pregnant and I could ruin everything that I have here. And not only that, why logically would be, why are you doing all of that? Period.
Okay.
So is that woman's responsibility or is that your responsibility?
Yeah, I'll say, well,
because you know that.
Wait, no. Two things actually. One, I say yes. Two, this is what I would mean by logical, because logic will tell you that there are more situations than just mine. Like, let's just say we have the perfect relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is a greater number, you feel what I'm saying, than just me and you. So when you said I can't see out, or you said that I can't speak for no one else's situation, well, the men have a superpower where we can, because we can look outside of ourselves to say, even if this isn't my situation, this situation still exists. That's logic, because at the end of the day, I don't have any kids. But you're right. There's a lot of men without kids that don't take care of them. I know if I had kids, I would take care of them. But I can't ignore the fact that there's men who don't. And they still make up a huge percentage. And
But what
remember,
I'm saying is from what I'm trying to say here, why is it still our responsibility to take care of ourselves when you guys are being willy-nilly and not using logic?
Because
Period.
it's
So that's
your
that's where. Okay, so then you are saying you're explaining why we are mentally stronger than. You just gave a prime example why. And
yeah,
I'm gonna say
I do
why.
believe that.
I'm gonna say why, right? Because we're supposed to be mentally knowing this, we're supposed to protect ourselves and all of that. Y'all are not using you men are not using your mental when it comes to that. You guys are having sex with women without condoms.
That's
and
true.
you've told me that.
Yeah, that's
you guys
true.
are having sex and we're supposed to be logic? No, you're supposed to be logic because you're the one putting your
But
tool in.
see, it's not just logic when it comes to, because what I want you
Okay.
to see. Wait, hold on, Renette. Let me say what I'm trying to
No,
get.
I'm listening, baby. I'm listening.
What I'm trying to tell you is, logic or no logic, you protecting your womb is best for you. I don't care how many men try to have sex with you. It's still your womb. You're right. Men should be men should be more specific, or be more careful on who they have sex with. But remember, sex is something that women can validate. I'm not trying to blame women, but I want you to understand why women aren't more logical. Because if women were more logical, they would say, if this nigga don't, because remember, if you say, if this nigga don't have a condom, or if this nigga don't have a plan or something, then sex cannot happen. Do you see what I'm saying?
Okay,
so that
well,
man,
normally,
let me use an example. Like Future. Everybody want to make Future seem like the bad guy. Here's the thing. If he has 9 baby moms, I think, right? 9, and this year was like the 9th or the 6th, something crazy like that, right? If you saw that he wasn't taking care of 5 other of his kids, why would you be the one to have a 6th? That's not logical. But you said women are more mentally stronger. Mentally stronger would be like, I may have sex with this dude, but let me get an FC2 so I don't get pregnant by him or any nigga like him.
and you got to think about this. You're talking like women don't do that. You obviously women have done that because you know the knowledge about it.
Right.
So
And I
obviously
don't have
women
kids.
do
I
that.
mess with women that
And in
knew
fact,
that.
in fact of this, let me tell you something else. I have friends that have gotten pregnant from a condom. Yeah, I have a friend right now that is pregnant from someone, not pregnant, had a child, did the whole right thing, and still got pregnant. So is it her response? Is she wrong because she used all the logic, but she
Can
still
I answer
decided
that?
to keep her baby?
Can I
Listen to
answer
this
that?
though. She still decided to keep her child because of the fact that she wants to be a mother. It has nothing to do with the man.
Right.
Sometimes
Well, hold
women
on.
just want to have kids.
Exactly. But two things. One, there's a word I want you to learn, and I'm gonna teach it to you, Renette. It's called outlier. Do you know what outlier means?
Yes.
Outlier.
Go
Well,
ahead.
for the audience, outlier means the exception to the rule, but the exception doesn't make the rule. Meaning that, yeah, that may have happened with a condom, but that's not the usual on a big percentage. What happens? Two, that's a scary statement where women make. Oh, because I'm pregnant, I want to have the kid. I'm gonna go through with it. If that man is not a good man, especially when abortion and adoption exists, why would you have a kid just
I'm
because
going
you're
to tell you this. I'm going to tell you this as a moral state. Most likely, most women,
pregnant?
including myself, if we get pregnant, we're going to have our child. It has nothing to do with you being a man. It has nothing
Okay.
to do with you.
Do you see how
It
that
has
is a
nothing to do
very
with you. Listen to me. It has
Mhm.
nothing to do with you being a provider, any of that. It's the fact that I am going to be a mother. I'm willing to take care of my child, whether you're there or not, whether you are there or not. And most likely, yeah, they get mad or whatever, whatever. But in the initial state, we're going to keep our child because
Okay.
morally, that's what you're supposed to do. Don't nobody want to go through an abortion and kill their babies
Okay. Let me ask you two
because this
questions.
just ain't right.
Okay. No, let's say I agree with you. Two questions. Any newborn child, would you say that it's better for them in life to have a mother and a father, or just a mother? Because by your logic, it's saying
No,
like,
I'm gonna say this. Any child in life, it's better for them to have a parent, regardless if the father is there or not. They it's better than abortion. I'm against abortion. Very much so. Very much
okay, I
so.
see what you're saying.
No child asked us to be here. We knew what we was doing. So I'm gonna take care of this child regardless if you're there or not. My child is still gonna be loved, taken care of. If you ain't there, then I got a brother there to help be this.
Okay, I
So
see where you're coming from. I see where you're coming from. But I see where
they're
you're
still
coming
going to
from.
have that father figure, but I'm not going to get rid of no life because this
Okay, I
ain't right.
see.
That's out.
I see what you're saying. No, I see what you're saying, Burnett. You taking the moral stance on abortion. You feel like that is the wrong way to go
Hmm.
about it. Because no, I agree. You know what? I agree with what you're saying. But I'll say let me present this because I do agree with that. Do agree because I'm a Christian. You know, I don't believe in necessarily the abortion idea. But since so many women push for it, I say, well, use it when it matters. And the only time it would matter is if you got pregnant by a man that really wasn't crap.
Yeah,
That
raped
wasn't my
you and
point.
all of
Wait,
that, then yeah, we get that. Yeah.
but that wasn't my whole point. My point is whether he's a bad man or not. This is why women have to be very specific on who they let in their womb, because I believe every kid needs a mother and a father. And this is what the problem is. Yeah, it's cool to bring in mentors and uncles and all that, but understand you in your womb accepted the seed of a man where that boy or that girl is eventually going to show characteristics of that man you got pregnant by. So knowing the seriousness of that, to say, well, I'm gonna keep the kid anyway. Why would you keep a kid in a situation where that man, not you, baby, not you, but in the general
I just
aspect of the
explained to
woman?
you why. Because I just explained to you why it has nothing to do with the man.
But see,
It's
but you
about
can't
life.
say that. But baby, you
Okay,
can't
no,
say
I
that
can
when a
say that.
baby is
I
made by
can
two
say
people.
that because I can say that because most likely, and we can say this. Let's go here. There's women that don't have a man and still want a child. So you're telling me that basically they can't go ahead and have a baby with sperm and all that, and that baby's still not going to grow up and be loved because there's no father there?
Because it doesn't matter how much you. No, she shouldn't. Just because she wants a baby, that's a selfish decision. When a kid
It's not
needs
a selfish
parents.
decision. It's not a
Okay,
selfish decision.
baby, are you hearing what I'm saying about a kid needs two parents? Because because a woman wants to have a kid is not a good enough reason to say I'm gonna
Okay.
have this kid anyway. And if you want a kid so bad, shouldn't you actually vet out the man that you're getting pregnant by? Is that a fair?
Okay, the thing is this, if that's the case, if you're what you're saying that so you're basically telling me that you're okay with abortion because
No,
the
it's not the
reason
fact
what
that
you're
I'm okay
saying,
with abortion.
okay, can I explain, baby? I just listened to
Yeah,
you.
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
You
My
are
bad.
saying that what I'm taking as you're saying that you're okay with abortion. So basically if two parents aren't together, they shouldn't have no kids, right? That's what you're saying. So if a mother decides this nigga, even if he is not this and he is not that, he can't provide all of that. I decide as a mom that I might make $100,000. I might have my own house. I might can take care of my child. I choose to have my child. Are you stating to me that it's not okay for me to have a child because you're not going to be there?
This is what I'm
That's
saying.
not okay. That I can't give this child life and a chance to live because you're not there?
No,
That's
no,
not
no.
okay to me.
Here's the thing. But see, what I want you to see is before all of that, you had to have sex to get that kid. Let me say two things. One, women act like they don't know the man they're having sex with. If you're having sex with a man you really don't know, first of all, you shouldn't be having sex with him because you don't know what that's going to turn out in later. And regardless of whether you wanted it or not, you're producing a seed by a man that there's going to be some. Let's just say you be like, okay, he don't want to be there, but that kid is still going to exempt certain attributes of that man physically.
Okay, but you
Wait,
keep
hold on.
saying women, so let's reverse this right
Wait,
here.
hold on,
Let's say this.
just a second. Let me just say this last part. You said that you want the best for your kid. We know statistically that the best thing for a kid is to have both parents because no matter how good a
Okay.
mother is, there's some
Mhm.
things a mother cannot teach her son and certain
Mhm.
things that she cannot
Okay.
share with her daughter. They need a male influence that's there on a consistent. Not you, baby. Not you.
No,
I'm
I'm not
talking about
saying
in
that, but
general.
babe, I mean, I think you taken out of context when I use myself as an example. You're taking it like I'm really taking it literal. No, I'm not doing that. I'm just speaking from example. And a lot of people that will tell you they can only speak from example. They can't look at broad and statistics. That is only science. That's where your mind comes in. A lot of people don't think that way.
But
They
that doesn't
think
mean it doesn't
from
exist,
example.
baby. Do
I
you get what I'm saying?
understand that, but I'm trying to get you to understand is a lot of people you probably gonna interview, like even tonight, are gonna talk from example. They're not gonna talk like you're talking.
Maybe not.
They're not. They're
But
not.
see, but
So
what I'm
what I'm
saying,
trying to explain to you, baby, from
go
what
ahead.
I'm trying to explain to you is when I say stuff, yeah, I am saying from example, but 9 times out of 10, two other females probably been through the same stuff I've been through. I'm just saying that. But I
Okay.
can't speak for every woman. I can't say statistically this is how this goes because that would be like the white man looking on the paper and saying statistically this is how this goes when that's not how it goes for everybody.
Not
I
every
can only
time.
speak from what I have been through and I'm saying most likely what I'm saying is probably somebody else on there listening and saying, "Damn, yep, I did the same thing." I still can't speak for that person, but they can agree with what I'm saying, so I'm not going to speak the way that you would like me to, which is
No, you can speak the
statistically,
way you want
no,
to
I
speak.
can't do that. I
No,
can't
you
do
can
that.
speak. You
So,
can speak the way you want to speak, which is why I have you on here, and I'm glad you're here. What I'm saying is, we need to stop as a society acting like everybody's an island, which is like my situation is either so much different than everybody else, or because I made a decision, it was right. Now, here's the thing, Renette. I never told you this, but I'm working on a documentary called Exposing the Gynocracy. I'll give you some more detail when we get face to face, but it's talking about the statistics behind single motherhood, right? I'm not trying to
But
wait, hold on. I'm not trying to call out the women, but there is some things that are apparent. Statistics actually exist for a reason. Do you get what
I
I'm saying?
understand that, but baby, what you can't do is this, and I'm going to stop you there. You can't make this documentary on that, and you're not have not been a single mother. You
No,
really
no,
need to
no, no,
sit
no.
down.
I
Listen to
didn't
what I'm
say.
saying. You
Go
need to
ahead.
sit down and talk to single mothers, real single mothers like myself and other people that
Mhm.
you can't look at statistics. You got to look at real life or what real mothers do. And so
Wait,
that's why I can't agree with you on a lot of stuff that you're telling me today
that's fine,
because
baby.
of the fact that, baby, what I'm
Go ahead.
saying is I can't agree with you on a lot of stuff that you're saying to me tonight because you have not experienced any of this stuff at
Okay,
all.
baby. Oh, okay, baby. Wait, hold on. Now that's where I have a small issue because here's the thing. For my documentary, first of all, I didn't get into detail. That's why I said I want to talk to you because the gynocracy is addressing more than just single mothers. It's addressing how we went from an 80% in wedlock birth rate to a over almost 70% in like birth rate. And there's a lot of factors that play into that. That's what the hour-long documentary is going to be about. Now, two, here's the thing. I don't want you to agree with me with everything. I'm not asking you to agree with me with everything. But the things that I make a point on, you should probably listen to and take it into real
Yes,
consideration.
and I'm going to listen to everything that you give me. You know, I love
Exactly.
these debates that we have. I do,
They're
but
healthy. I always tell
I
you they're
am
healthy.
still going to stand on business on what I feel, you
Now
know?
here's the thing. Here's something dangerous that you said though, Amy. Renette, because I talked to my homegirl Amy about this too, because she said the same thing. She's a single mom and all that. But here's the thing: when you try to exclude statistics from real life, there's a problem because
Mhm.
statistics are actual factors of real life. What if I were to tell you for
Mhm.
my documentary, I looked up on the CDC. It's called the Central Disease of Control. It's the thing that over America where they keep a record of stuff. Did you know that
Mhm.
black boys from age or black men from ages 14 to 40 that are that are incarcerated come from a single mother home? Josh didn't make that up. You know what I'm saying? I didn't make these things up. You
No,
can
but
go
we
to.
can see that from experience too. We see that from homeboys. We see that from everybody.
So you see what I'm
My
saying?
son is growing
That
up
is
in a
real
single
life.
mother home.
That's a real
Even though
life.
my son has his father, we're not in the same household.
But he still has a
My
father.
son, but the thing is that had nothing to do with statistics. My son is going to learn that from experience, from growing up. He's going to
But
see
see,
that.
he
My
still
mom
has a.
raised me and my dad raised me.
Exactly. So see that right there? That's a little bit different than what I'm talking about with women that because there's some females that feel like I don't need a man at all to raise kids. And I think that that's a flawed way of thinking because as a man, I'm telling you from a
Some
man,
women
you talk about
don't though.
you say that you want experience. Well, listen from the experience of a man. I noticed several of my homies. Okay, let me put it like this. I have several homies that's okay with living off a female. I can never be cool with that because I was taught with a family full of men, a man works. When men are raised, a lot of boys are raised by women, whether they wanted to be like this or not, they end up looking for a woman to leech off of or live off of. I know you probably know men like that because and look at what household they come from. So this isn't just a statistics is based off of real life. You can't exclude them. You can't exclude them. You have to
Okay,
acknowledge them.
but can I say example? Can I piggy off of what you just said? When
Absolutely.
women say I don't need a man for to help me raise kids, it kind
Mhm.
of is the truth. It is kind of the truth because at the end of the day, if God forbid, if something happened to my son's father, my kid's father, I'm gonna take care of my kids. And the first thing I told you when we started dating is, I don't need you to help me take care of my kids. Did I not?
Right?
Did I not?
Hold on.
And am I taking care of my? No, no. Let me make an example. Am I taking care of my kids without asking you anything? As my new boyfriend, as my new man, am I asking you to do anything for my children?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Exactly. So it still is a statement. That still stands. Some women don't need a man to help them with their children. I
Okay.
made a prime example.
Okay, wait. But this is where your example has flaws in it because raising kids comes more than just you being able to produce a check. Renette, there's some things you cannot share with your son that I, your
No,
baby
but I
daddy.
still have other people to help me, which
Okay,
is
so
we're
what?
talking about.
Okay, so that proves my point that you still had male influence in your kids' lives. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm saying male influence. That's what I'm saying, not financially, but male influence is necessary because look at all these emotional men that think about the men you know in your life that made emotional decisions. What household did they come from? These emotional men that can't control themselves, men that have no emotional intelligence. What household did they come from? They don't have a man to show them this is not like how, like me and you could talk all day, right? And we could talk. I would never get mad because I learned from a man that you're supposed to always acknowledge, treat your woman with respect, listen to what she has to say. Like if you're gonna rebuttal with facts. But the facts.
Huh? Rebuttal.
No, what I mean by rebuttal means if you're gonna go back and forth with your woman, meaning talk about a point like how we're doing, make sure you have facts. But as a man, I was taught to always respect your woman, and respecting your woman, and more likely respecting yourself. Because you know something, Renette, you know what I've learned about some of my homeboys is when they're raised by their mother,
Right.
what they end up doing is they ignore what their position is as a man, or what they'll do is not include themselves as a man in major decisions when dealing with a woman. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm not saying you, Renette, aren't doing a good job. You're
No,
doing a
I
great
just
job.
look. I look at it as this. I look at it as this. I look at it as this. A single woman uses discretion. A real single woman uses discretion. And
Absolutely.
I'm going to say this, for example, just because a woman doesn't have a man there or whatever, and they do decide to have a man there, and they've been taking care of the household and paying all the bills and stuff, and they know that they can't handle this, and their man has been good. Hey, talk to him real quick about this. I don't need you to do everything, but I don't want the situation here. That doesn't still mean they can take care of it. They're asking you for your help for that moment. They're asking for the help then.
Okay, baby, I hear what you're saying, baby. I'm
Guess
not
what? Their kid is in some kind of sports activity, something like that, where they can talk to somebody, a counselor, a coach. Women find a way.
right. And here's the thing, though, but it's never as good as if you had that man in your house, because that man is the man you received the seed from, so he can guide your kid in a way that you may not understand. Because Renette, let me please listen what I'm telling you. Men have to have male examples. You could be the best mother on earth. Let's say you're the best mother. There's no way there's some things you could teach your son that you can't. In your
I
situation,
know
you
that,
have
but you're
uncle.
not. But I'm not even in my situation. There's other people that I know that have different situations. It's not just me. It's not just me. It's from what I see. I have a friend now that does not have no baby daddy, but she finds ways to still penetrate to her son, whether it's a coach, whether it's a counselor, whether it's anybody. She knows that she cannot do things that a man can do, but she finds a way to
That's
do
my
it.
and that's my point. But the
That's
best
still
way.
her raising. That's still her raising her son without a man, a real man there.
No, because here's the thing, though. She still has a male influence. See, when women
Okay.
say, I don't need a man, that means I don't even need his influence. And Renette, let me tell you this. Men have more to offer women and children more than their pocketbook. That's why the girl you're talking about, or whoever that lady is, she went and got a coach, because she realizes there's some things about boys that they don't understand. Because we're boys and girls, we're different. So there's nothing
But
you
don't
could.
you think okay, so can I say this? Don't you think men can do the same thing? Because I know some single fathers too. Don't you
Yeah,
think this? Don't you think that men, for instance, I have a coworker that is he is a single father, and he made the choice, like you just said, that women make the choice to keep the baby and all of that. Yeah, he made the choice to have a sex with a woman that ended up being a drug addict, who he knew was a drug addict, still got her pregnant and ended up taking care of the child himself. And Ben still had this child since she was
absolutely.
1 year old. She's 11 now. He is a
Okay.
single father, does not date or anything. So that goes to what you were saying, that women know men have same thing too. What you're saying, they make the
Right.
same logic too. He knew that she was this way, and he still did it anyway.
But here's the
Same
thing.
thing.
I don't know this man, but I'm safe to say, because I am a man, I'm pretty sure in his life, maybe, but maybe not, he's ever said that I don't need a woman because I'm handling it. If you have, or even if you're a single fathers never say they don't need the mother, because they know, especially if they have daughters, there's some things I cannot teach my daughter because I am a
No,
man.
but what I'm stating is this. What I'm stating is this. He doesn't have to tell me he doesn't need a woman to do that. He's
Mhm.
handling it. However, it's the same situation when a female does not have a man around. They have somebody to help. He does too. He has aunties. He has a grandmother. He has his sisters to help. He's not stating that. And some women don't always state that way. My friends never said, I don't need this man here. They showing me they don't need this man here.
What
They
I'm
didn't
saying
never say it out their mouth, but
is,
they're showing me like, yo, he ain't here, but I'm still handling it. And when I need men help, I got men's help.
that's my point right there. So you're not
Okay.
necessarily, so that woman isn't necessarily doing it with, okay. That's where we differentiate on the whole thing about money and
Right.
value.
Right,
Value
but
is
what
something
I
that,
get you, what I need you to understand is this too. I think you're taking the whole "I don't need a man" thing out of context because you don't know what that female is really doing. You're
hello, baby, can you hear me?
I don't need you to hear do this for me or even help my son to grow up because I have people to help. You don't know what that means. You're just literally hearing what she says, and that's still like, you
Uh-huh.
gotta like open your mind to that.
Okay, here's the
She
thing,
could
for
be
me to
just
open
saying
my mind.
that.
For me to open my mind, she has to actually insinuate that, because when you make a statement like I don't need a man, look, baby, I understand what you're saying about, like, even your situation and those females. They said I don't need a man. You said context is important. I agree. If you have a male coach or an uncle or somebody that is a male influence, so you did need a man on the important things. I'm talking about the important things to being a man. Because let me ask you something, baby. If it wasn't me, if you was just dating a man that had no job, no this and that, but he says, well, I expect the woman to take care of me, what would you say to that? Just in that question, what would you say to that?
I didn't heard nothing because you went out. I
Yeah,
heard
I think
no
we're breaking
question.
up a little bit, because I missed what you said on a couple of that stuff, but I followed the part where you was like, you know, if she's holding it down by herself, and I'm taking it out of context. Here's my thing. The context needs to be announced with the statement she's making, because at the end of the day, she may not listen, she may not need the man she had the child with, but a man was still in the picture. That's my point. A man is necessary in a child's life, even if it's nothing but a coach, even if it's nothing but a male mentor, because women understand I cannot do this by myself, as far as putting, because listen, I commend everything you're doing, Renette. I commend everything you're doing for you and your children. I'm just glad that your baby daddy's there, because at the end of the day, there's some things you can't pour into your son, that man, or even me, like just me dating you. Like if I had a chance to talk to your son, I will put in him things that I know are going to help him as a man that you probably wouldn't think about. You get what I'm saying? Just like we were talking
I
about earlier.
understand that, but it would be to my discretion, is what I'm explaining. You
That's
would
fine.
not be talking
That's
to my
fine.
unless I say it's okay,
Absolutely.
So that's
I'm
where
okay
that
with that.
comes in at,
No, I
you
agree with
know.
that. Because Renette, what I keep saying Amy, because me and her just had this argument a few days. But Renette, what I'm saying is you're right on the aspect of a mother try does the best. Like, if I haven't told you, Amy, I mean Renette, I'm sorry, I keep saying that because we just had that exact
Renee,
conversation.
Amy, let's just call us Remy. Okay.
Okay, okay, for sure, because y'all had the same. What I'm saying is, I
hmm
respect you as a mother, Renette. Please don't think I'm overstepping my bounds, trying to say that you're not doing the best, or
I
you're doing
never
the best.
said you wasn't. No, I don't need you to congratulate me on that
Or
because I
no,
know
no,
I'm
not
doing
even
a good thing.
congratulate, but I want you to understand the perspective, because Renette, I've seen so many men who were raised by single mothers who they think their mothers are the greatest thing in the world, but I look at their actions as men, and I could say that this ain't. She missed some lessons in there, and then those same women that they're dating will complain about the very things that I see in them that I know why those
understand
women.
that. But what I'm saying is this: not every woman is going to get a man, even if they have children. So that doesn't mean that they're not qualified to raise a man because they learn tools, is what I'm stating. I'm not saying that a what I'm saying is a man does not have to be with a woman to be raised. If I did not have you, I would still raise my son. If I did not have my kid's father, I would still find a way for him to get the needs and teachings from a man. I'm
Okay,
not
no, that's
stating that
fair.
a man has to be in my household for me to raise him. I will still raise my son. I will still provide for my son. I will still teach him things that I know, but I know there's things that I can't do. Okay, well, let's talk to coach here. Let's talk to this person. Let's do this. But he's not going to provide for him. He's not going to do all of that.
Right.
I'm going to do that.
No, I
That's what
get what
I'm
you're saying.
saying. And I
Because
think
no,
that's
no,
what women are saying.
yeah, I get that. I get that what you're saying, Burnett. I do, and I'm not disagreeing with that because you're speaking from the either financial standpoint or the raising standpoint, as far as the household of where he stays and you making sure he's clothed and things like that. I get that. You're doing a
No,
wonderful
that's
job.
not
A
what I'm
lot of
saying.
women, a lot of, wait, hold on. A lot of women are doing a wonderful job as far as those things. I respect the fact that you even feel like you said, okay, I'll get him a male coach or I'll have him around men. That's good. That's basically my point, that boys do need male influence. Yeah, you can find that without the father of your child.
No, your point was this: a man in the home. That's what you said first.
Yeah,
And I
because
gave
wait,
you those
there's a
different
but
scenarios.
there's a reason. There's a reason why I'm saying that, because all the things that you could do as a single mother trying to find these men, had you found that good man when you what I'm saying is that even if that
Okay,
man isn't
but
in the household, what I'm saying is that man that you're looking for, that can help your son later on in life, why not pick a man like that in the beginning? Because at the end of
it
the
does
day,
not happen like that all the time, baby, is what I'm
I'm
stating.
not saying it happens all the time, but there's some women that get it right. What I'm saying is that there's women who
No,
do that, and they have happier lives because of it, which shows me
mm-mm.
that this is a better way to do things. Do you get what I'm saying? There's a way to do things, and there's a better way to do things. Do you get
And
what I'm saying?
from
Maybe I'm
what
saying it.
I get what you're saying, but you're talking to a woman with children. You don't have kids. You're going
That's
off
not. Wait,
this.
hold on, wait, and Renette, stop. Let's stop right there, because at the end of the day, that's a cheap way to get around what I'm saying. Is that I don't have kids, so
Okay.
I can't speak on it. What I'm telling you is, as a man, what boys need. I don't need children to know this. Renette, what I'm
Okay.
telling you is, I have homies right now with no fathers
Hmm.
that do a lot of unmanly shit, but they will praise their mothers because their mothers did the best they could. But their mothers was hard-headed as hell. They didn't understand that there's some things you cannot teach. Do you get what I'm
Okay.
saying?
And those women, I pray for them because they are going through a lot of emotional stuff. But then there's women like me and my friends that have been single and have children. We understand that. We get that. However, we still, there's certain ones. Like if I didn't have you, I'd still be, like I said, I'd still be raising my kids. I was raising my kids before you were even here. Before
Absolutely.
you were even here, I was raising my kids. I was raising my kids, and like I said, was not here. My son was still up and all the stuff if I need him to. If I got to put him in sports where he can be around men and do all of that, then that's me doing that. That's me putting him around. But as far as what you're stating that two people need to be in a home to live, that I don't agree with that because I didn't have that. You grew up with two parents and they're still married. I did not grow up like that, and I grew up and I'm just fine.
Mhm.
My
Here's my
brother
thing.
grew up and he's just fine. We didn't
Here's
grow up
my
with
thing.
no parents in the home. We didn't grow up with that. We grew up with our mother,
Okay,
and
you
she
came
put
out
us around
fine.
people.
Okay, so here, okay, maybe I should say this another way, because what you're saying, what we're saying, we're
Because you're
agreeing
using
on the context.
statistics.
But wait. I'm agreeing. We agree on this idea, because this is where
What
we're
did you
agreeing.
say?
Oh, no, I'm saying this is where we agree, is the fact that even though you didn't have a father in your home, living with you directly, or with your kids not having their father directly, their fathers their father is still involved. You get what I'm saying? You understand that you said you would have put your son around male influences. That's all I'm kind of saying is that boys and girls need male influences. It'll be a lot
Okay.
easier. Wait. All I'm saying, do you get what I'm
Okay,
saying
well
about it'll
then
be a lot
rephrase your
easier?
statement. Baby, what I can say is I can agree with what you're saying there because you rephrase your statement. Your
Yeah, but
initial
that's my point.
statement
That was the
was
context.
men and men. Your initial statement was that little boys can't grow up properly without a male figure in the home. That's what you stated
Okay,
first.
the in the home thing. Okay, I said in the home because if put it like this: if the man that you search for in the coach or in the other households and stuff, if he was in the house, that means that boy could get it while he's there. But yeah, he can get
Mm-hmm.
it outside of the home too. But that's what I'm saying. Like you're different, Renette. I understand because
And
you're confirming my
I'm
point.
just saying this from my perspective as me being a single mother, and yes, I do have his father there and all of that. You see, I'm still doing a lot of stuff on my own. You saw
Yeah,
that
we're talking about
recently that
financials,
I
but
still
you're
do a
talking
lot
about
of stuff on my own. No, not just financial. You saw a lot of things that I had to do without him, and that was not financial. And you saw me doing things.
okay.
You
No, no,
know
no, no, no,
what
no.
I'm saying. What I'm saying is this: I don't have a problem, like if we like later on and get in our relationship, if you want to like suggest some things about Jaron, or if you hey I want to do something with Jaron, by all means, that's fine. But I'm not depending on you to help me raise Jaron. Is what I'm
Okay,
stating.
no, I get it. Okay, let me give a better example because I've heard females that think that they can raise sons without coaches, without their baby father being in another house but contributing money or contributing time. I guess what I was getting at was the women who believe no male influence.
Yeah,
Me, I
they just
completely,
exclude. Yeah, they just exclude men. Yeah, I get that. I totally get
that's
what you're
all I
saying.
was saying. That's all I was saying.
Okay. No, I totally get that. No, there needs to be some kind of male figure there. But what I don't agree is if a female, because I've seen it firsthand, can't raise her child without a man in the home. That's not
Mhm.
true.
Right, and I
That is
guess
not true.
also
Because
no,
I've
yeah.
seen it too many times.
Okay, well, I seen what I hear what you're saying, and I've even seen what you seen. The idea of what I was getting at is that there's just certain things, like I don't know if you seen this, but there'll be men that will comport themselves as men, right? And they do stuff that's very unmanly, but they were
Mm-hmm.
raised. When you start looking up their upbringing, they were in a house full of nothing but women and girls and stuff like that, so they respond. Let me
Mm-hmm.
explain something to you. Like in the hood, there's a lot of homies that women will think are real men because they're emotional. They go off, they're ready to fight. Da, da, da. That's not what a man is. They're emotional, like kind of like how a female is. Have you ever been with like around a man who they react like how a female will react? Because I've even heard women even say that, like you
Yes,
talk
I
like how
have
bitches
friends
speak.
that do that, and that's because that's the woman failed seeing him around male figures, but that doesn't mean that she was not capable of raising him. She just felt she didn't have the tools. That's basically like saying, like, for instance,
Okay, that's my
for
point.
example,
If he didn't have the tools that are needed are usually produced by men. See, in your case, you
but
know, your baby,
let's use logic here. That's where logic comes in. That's
right?
where logic comes in.
Absolutely. Okay, you said where logic comes in. Cool. Let me ask you a question. And here's logic. If you were trying to learn a skill, whether it's karate or some other little skill you're trying to learn, would you want to learn from the teacher who's been doing it and actually knows that teacher, or would you want to do it from the other student in the class or from somebody that read a book on it, or they may know? Or who would you rather teach your son about a particular, or yourself about a particular subject? Would you want, like, you're a nurse, would you want somebody that read up on nurses to teach you, or somebody that actually was a nurse to teach you? Renee, are you there? Renette, are you there? Renette, can you still hear me? Can you hear me, Renette? Renee, can you still hear me?
If you can't, we put on pause and cut it.
Renee, I can't hear you at all. I don't know if you can you hear me, Renee? Let me see if I can do it like this. Renee, can you hear me? Man. Okay, Renee. I don't know if you can hear me, but okay, I think she went all the way out. All right, Renee. I don't know if you can hear me or if you're still watching the show. It is 4:49. I'm actually falling real behind with my schedule. I actually have to go and go to work, of course. But Renee, I love your opinion. Thanks for coming on. Don't take it as we were arguing. We were just having a discussion. Please review the show over. Anybody that's going to, I know people are going to watch back in the playback because so many people do. Like the show, subscribe to the channel, JB9 Deuce. Represent JB Speakeasy, the black platform where black men speak freely. I am your host, JB9 Deuce. Y'all have a good night or good afternoon. Please view the show. And remember, black women, black men, we're here to love you. You know what I'm saying? We're not here to harm you. I'm a black man that loves a black woman. That was my girlfriend, y'all heard. I love the fact that when we have interactions as black men and black women, I really like my woman. And I want y'all to subscribe to whatever she's doing on her Facebook page. And just continue to roll with me. All right, then, y'all. My name is JB9 Deuce, represent JB Speakeasy, the black platform, black men speak freely. Real quick prayer. God in heaven, I pray gracious blessing upon all my viewers. I pray that you will guide them in your Holy Spirit and show them the way that you would like them to go within righteousness, truth, your will, God, your way, God, and your word, God. All this I pray, thankful, grateful, and you continue to watch over us in your Lord and Savior, and my Lord and Savior Jesus, your Son Jesus, and I pray, amen. Oh, my bad, Renee.
I'm sorry. I just I don't know. I think my internet. What was I saying, baby?
Well, we were talking about the women that actually could raise
I
their
know, but
son.
what was the last thing that I? Oh, this is so good. I hope it goes online. I hope
No,
you
it's
put this
okay.
online. It's so good.
Yeah, exactly this. And baby, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Right now, I lost track of time. It's 4:50. I actually have to be at work in 10 minutes. I'll have
Yes,
to
you
call it.
do.
Yeah, exactly. Man, I gotta get out. And I was just giving the background. But baby, I thank you for coming on. And in front of the world, this is my girl, guys. I like her a whole lot. You see how intelligent she is. She even had me in a couple points. You feel me? And I love her interaction. Baby, is there anything you'd like to say to the conversation? Under 5 seconds if you can, because I have to.
Just God bless everyone, and thank you for having me, baby. And
Absolutely.
I
We'll
can't
talk.
wait for us to do our podcast. So
Absolutely. And this is a promotion, guys. This is what me and my girl gonna be talking about, even inside of me. So if y'all get tired of me, you know what I'm saying, my girl here, and I'm pretty sure you guys will love her
and I will
opinion.
be on camera, and we
And
will
she'd
have
be
a good
beautiful on
time.
camera. Exactly. Most beautiful girl in the
So
world,
hopefully
ladies
you
and gentlemen.
guys can tune in because we will have our own podcast too.
Absolutely. Most beautiful woman in the world, most wisest one I know right now on my mama. I love for her. A lot of love for her. All right, guys, you guys take
Thank you,
care.
baby.
All right, Renette, I'm gonna pray for you guys real fast. Father God in heaven, I pray for my viewers, my audience, and my girlfriend right now that we've all gained something from this conversation and understand that this is just for better truths and righteousness. I pray you continue to guide us and we'll have us walking your word in my Lord and Savior Jesus' name. I pray. Amen. All right, baby. You take care.
All right. Talk to you later.
Right.
Bye.
Bye. All right, guys, this is JB9 Deuce, represent JB Speakeasy, black platform where black men speak freely. I'm your host, JB9 Deuce. Y'all have a good afternoon. God bless, and may God's grace be with you.